All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to, the fourth part of our Life of Hero tier list streams. Today I'm still joined with Milko Samo and Arkandale, I almost said Life of Hero, the Osamo English Archive channel. So, let's see here. Yeah, this is our current tier list that we have so far. Do you guys want to reevaluate a few people before we head on to talking about Mr. Worker? Because I am eyeing a few people right now to judge once more, now that the banners has had time to settle.
Who are you eyeing?
Honestly, I think Festival Goro's priority has gone down a good amount now that Estos is in the game, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's sad.
So he might get bumped down to right next to Summer Victom, in my opinion.
We raise
right next to that.
Can we raise Anniversary Barrel? He's fucking everywhere. He's
easy to use, yeah, but I don't know.
He's always in this 2-turn bullshit.
Nah, I don't think he's as plus tier, but I feel like he's fine where he is. If anything, he's proving his spot, even though. Yeah,
so
I think it's fine.
He's
it's
always
fine.
There. This guy's always there.
He has to beat out Bard Donzo, and he's also always there.
I don't really think so.
Alright, let me look at chat real quick. Hello, Lucky. Hello, Moe Fluff. Hello, Fiery. Hello, Ara. Oh, hello, Zelgus. Hello. Alright. We're barrel down to A+ here. That's probably not happening, but yeah. I'm gonna move F-Gro to Summer Victom's decision.
Goodbye, soldier. It was nice while you lasted.
He's still in the same tier.
I know he's but he's dropping down. I
should probably
sad.
also move Valentine's Hell down. I don't know. I don't really see him being used anymore. Valentine Stosis running around being a war criminal.
It's not that flashy anymore. He got outflashed.
No.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
He's worse than Stereo and Rikyoichi. God, that is a good question. I don't know.
I think the Scar procs and chain attacks are better. I would say yeah.
Visuhail still got that stupid ass Koki shit that Astosis doesn't, because Astosis is weird as fuck.
Right.
Yeah.
Good.
Right. Okay, I guess you could bump Suhail up a bit for that.
I guess.
It's the humble Koki destroying your.
I don't think he's better than Lilac, or I don't think he's better than base Lilac though. So.
Really, I don't know. I feel like he enables a lot more interesting things.
Base Lilac has Summer Altheka teams, and those are.
Base Lilac is fucking awful.
The issue is that
boring. I would put Suhail higher because he's more interesting.
He is, but you have to invest so much into him with fan count and bullshit. It's agonizing to play around him. And combo Summer Altheka teams are mainly autoplay.
Yeah.
Can you see C and D? Oh, here we go. Is that the character from Agritsuko? Yeah, he's close enough. Just realized you're the only one who read my name right. It's always a Malfluff. I don't mind it being read wrong though. That's depressing.
I do think we should bump Summer Hitomi a little up D though. At least above Turbeck. I will say that I don't think it's a big upscale. I think it's interesting enough.
We should send Turback down because
True.
No, I think he cemented his D-tier spot with that bullshit HGQ right now. Chat, if you're not aware, the current triple S rank boss has this mechanic where if you use a view skill, it places a defense down debuff on itself. So Turbak's like enhanced S3 thing where you like pop it and then it gives you an amp the next turn and some view. That doesn't trigger the defense down on the current relevant boss. So you're basically like wasting 3 turns for him to do jack shit. It's really funny.
It basically this quest is like, you know, shilling Festival Rudin, right? And like Turbak by extension is like, this is like his optimal environment, since, you know, he's a water unit against a fire boss where you want to generate a bunch of view and you want to spend a bunch of view, right? Because the boss is going to use it, right? And like that's like Turbak's whole gimmick, you know? Like his S3, you want to like spend 100k view to get to the max upgrade. And he still sucks ass. It's like he is like sucking ass in like his show content. What the hell?
Okay, do you think that's actually enough to go down to the forgotten tier? Because like if you can't even work in the literal place you're meant to exist in, then like what are you doing?
It's like so bad.
I'm still on the defense for him. I still think there is value in taunt and AoE speed down. I just think he really needs help in relevant content because he doesn't counter like any mechanic, right? We have like the view refund thing with this like enhanced S3, but like Festival Rudin does that better in spades while doing damage and having a better action economy. So there's actually like almost no incentive to ever bring him into a quest. It is quite.
The thing is that even if you wanted to do that, it's so hard and it takes so long to do that. If you're bringing Turbak, that probably means your team isn't the best, and that means your action economy probably also isn't the best, which means you're taking even longer to trigger that effect.
Okay, but what if you just run, I don't know, fucking Summer Kolaski? OMG, I came in time for the worst scene in the game. I can't stop talking about Raker or Turbak. You're just reevaluating some stuff right now. Every unit has value, some just has less than others. Humma. Okay, yeah. I don't know. I still think he's fine in D tier. It's like, he does have as much value as the rest of these bozos like base Naruhito and base Hitomi. Alright, what was I gonna say? Right. I also think Marfic, or like base Marfic, it should be like right below Alpheka, in the sense that, you know, it's not really like that Marfic is that good. I just think that when you give him the investment, he is about comparable to him. Which is more of like, you know, good on base Alpheka for doing that.
No, about base Yoshiori, I can see that.
Yeah.
That's fine. So, do you want to move Summer Hitomi up? Or like...
I'm still thinking about it. I don't...
At least above Turbak. I think she deserves that at least.
I don't know. I actually
really?
don't know. Okay, what does she do on her S3 besides the buff extension?
It's just heal and like debuff removal. It's not a lot, but you're there for the buff extension, which may or may not be good in the future. Who knows?
That's kind of ass. I don't know.
It's like...
I guess she doesn't really overlap that hard with Astosis in that case, but... I'll have to see some footage for me to be convinced, I think. Because I don't see any practical use case for that.
Yeah, well, I don't have her, and no one...
I'll put her above base Naruhito, so...
Okay.
Let me look at chat again. I only learned that Marfic has 102 speed today. The fuck is that guy eating pizza on me? Yeah, gentleman tank moment. They're all kind of...
don't look at his variant.
When it's with speed raise barrier before enemy strike, I think that's a logic. But that enemies are also fast too. That doesn't make sense. You can put barrier on at any time, right? So, yeah. All right. Anyone else we talk about?
That's all I have. Yeah, that's kind of like all the notable tier changes I could think of after this banner.
Right. How? All right.
I think we still have to like wait and see with Astosis, like whether they're actually gonna fix shit. But, like, we are in like the shill content period, and it's like very heavy shilling.
Yeah. Have you guys seen that clip of Rokuse using his S2 3 times with the Astosis bonus guidance buff?
I have. That
Yeah.
is
Actually disgusting.
wow.
Like-
All right.
Actually, wait. I forget. That only works because Sumiaki has that that special weight, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So he can do his
Um,
immediate S2 from guidance, wait, do another guidance for S2, and then do his actual S2. So he's sending the damage cap like 6 times.
Right. I guess that only works when you have like 2 counts of guidance, because I was thinking about Valentine Rexer, because he has a special weight that you can do up to 3 times per turn, and he has an actual damaging S2.
Yeah.
So if you could somehow get like 3+ counts of guidance, then you can trigger that S2 multiple times in one turn.
Yeah,
You know,
the
that's a lot of
issue is-
investment.
The issue
Yeah,
is that
there's a
it's
big issue with
lot
that.
worse than Rokuse, because
Yeah.
the follow-up attack doesn't trigger until he actually ends his action. So
Yeah.
you're just hitting them with like, what, 90% damage? Like twice or something? They're faster and can freeze their opponents. I want Roiker to eat tons of egg sandwiches. Hello, Len. Alright, let's talk about Roiker.
He sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His
What?
S3 got like snapped by like Tabit S2. And then it was like, people don't even use Tabit nowadays either. So I was like, well, if he can't use his S3, what else is he good for? And then he has this like diagram looking S1. It's like, his S2 is like 180% when you have a buff. Which is
So,
Yoichi.
do you guys remember like his passive existed at all? Like on his
No.
actual hero
I just
kit?
remembered.
Not relevant.
who has I can't remember. It's probably like one of those challenge and bosses, maybe like the shark or something, but like
I think
whatever.
it's probably only the shark. Maybe the ghost, but the ghost is like taunt. It was like,
Yeah, the ghost is taunt, so like not hide.
it was like my brain is like has its like memory reserved for like remembering Esperdika's like 3 fucking passives. I'm like, I forgot all of them.
Right. So 100% damage for a 7k view is kinda bad. It's actually really
Fucking
bad.
terrible.
It's actually really bad, yeah. The healing was neat, but it doesn't really interact with anything. It works with like I guess Yohack S3, but like it doesn't contribute to Denebora's bouncy mechanic because of the scaling heal. So he actually doesn't really have an archetype. He just kind of exists for like sustain, but like bad sustain.
He exists for like Jiro fans to be like, where's Roiker? Every like before a banner drops. It's like, surely it's Roiker.
Is he forgotten? No,
I would actually say so.
I don't think so. He does stuff, but it's just
Well,
not
did
a
you
lot of
remember his
stuff.
passive?
Let's That's not the point. You don't ever bring him for his passive.
He's not memorable for his or his kit.
Riker is cute, and that's enough for him in C. Probably not. His S2 can do 180% as this Nessun. Oh my god.
Okay, so I want to comment on his S2 because it's kind of like I think it's super awkward. It's like you either deal 120 or 180 depending if the target has a buff or not. And that is completely out of your control. There's only like I think I can only think of like one unit in the entire game who can apply a buff to the target. And that's Suniaki base Suniaki S3 who applies speed up. And at least as far as I can tell, that's like the only unit who can actually do that.
Guys say S3. That's the same thing, I think.
I say S3. Did that? I thought that was like. Hold on, let me check.
I'm pretty sure I give him speed
It
up.
was a speed up, I think. Yeah.
Oh, speed up. Yeah. Okay. Even then, you're bringing guys who's like a lot better. So you don't even need to bring Roiker because as mentioned before, he has no archetype, so he's not really contributing much to the team. So yeah, outside of those two, his S2 is completely out of your control, and more often than not, like I don't know, it's super weird because it's like enemies don't really give themselves buffs a lot. So usually, like all their damage is coming just from their base damage or their base multipliers, or their neutral statuses or whatever. So,
Okay, Zalkus is saying that. I remember I mentioned I liked Roiker to know like 2 years ago or something. He said Roiker was okay then. Yeah, that was because we were like in that chain of like kind of shitty units. If you ignored LaH and Sentetsu, like we just had like Sada, Borealis, and like Yasuhiko in a row before Roiker. So like that 180% S2 was actually like looked kind of good. But then it's like, it's not. It's not.
Yeah, he doesn't have any self amps. He's just kind of an S3 merchant most of the time. That is his most unique mechanic, but it's getting outdone by a lot of units as well. I still think that he's kind of a funny cope healer. You can make him heal a lot with his S3. It's just usually not worth it. Because, actual healers have other utility that's more useful than just like doing a bit of damage.
Actually, I'm like, when did this edict release? I think like the IDs being wrong.
Chapter 2-1. He's the same banner as Sentetsu.
Yeah.
So like 2021.
Really? He got like so fucking cooked by Sentetsu. Holy shit. Never mind. It was like a brick.
2022, I mean. But yeah.
4-star brick.
4-star brick. Hey, you had fun at the time with XEO.
Yeah.
Like, you spam his S3 for big heals. It wasn't good, but it was fun. They should give these if the target has a buff tree to ignore defensive buffs. That would be an interesting skill tree, but he'd still be like very situational with that. That's literally Isaribi and he's in Forgotten, so. I think he's a bit more appealing than Lauren, but that's just my opinion. Vanity / Spirit and LaH win. I guess we have Flex. True. Actually, that's what Barry's for.
Vanity's cool. Spirit and Flex are not cool.
Hi, are we talking about bricks? Yeah, we are talking about Riker, yes. Riker is the lost Nessun brother. Yeah, he's Nessun, but he isn't scaled with anything. Like, he doesn't have an accurate amp like defense down or attack up, so he is considerably worse than those two. Don't spend 1 hour before we start break again. I did say that we're gonna like slow down for these last 2 parts, so. Lol, Breaker.
Breaker.
Breaker is insane, actually. Alright, let's rank him. Worse than Sui? Or
It's like I feel like maybe
he has to be worse
let
than
me look at her
Galvo,
kit
right?
again.
He has to be worse
Yeah,
than Galvo, right?
Well, Pablo's so slow. That's the thing.
Riker's even slower. Do you see his damage?
It's...
Like 100% for 7k view. Are you serious? Because Galvo, you can at least use it for like some AoE damage and decent tanking, if you want to commit
After
to
like
it.
5 turns.
Yeah, Riker. What does he do? 5 turns, 100% damage like 5 times.
I think Riker is worse because you have no control over that S2 and buffs. Like that's just completely dependent on your enemy. So you either can or can't use it at all.
I'm sorry, Owen. It has to be done. God, it's weird seeing him next to Hisaki though. Okay, I'm actually be next to him. The fact that he has a burst healing than Rockton, he's still better than him.
And I think low C. I'm not taking D. I'm taking low C. I think before or after speed. That's my question. But I don't think he's like D tier. I think that's too much.
What do you think, Milk?
I think he's like D tier. I feel like this unit is like if you're forced to use like Summer Shaft S2 as your only thing.
I'd rather
then
Hisaki
it's
S3 bot.
I'd rather use Hisaki over this character. It's like this character is like has 3 sidekick skills.
I'm
It's
low-key
like-
the same.
It's like holy shit, just like use literally anybody else. I think even like Turbak's sidekick is like, you know, actually doing something better. You know?
D-tier gatekeeper, no. Can we put somebody in Tommy features up Sosis? Maybe when she gets a skill tree and she actually does something beyond that.
Hey,
He's
we
so
bumped
cute.
her up. We bumped her up a spot, so she got some recognition.
Yeah, she's now better than base Naruto. Big gains. Oh my god. Yeah. The thing is that I kind of think he gives her account the same value as like Christmas Go Mesa, as harsh as that sounds. So
Ooh.
I'm kind of fine with them being in the same
Mega
tier.
slander.
Oh my god, Rock doesn't even have healing. He's a medic. Yeah, I've brought this up before. Rockcha, he has healing in the skill tree, but like, it's just really situational. He's so cute though. Please give him an ult already. Sorry, his artist is too busy drawing for Crave Saga with the Fuga collab.
Yikes, dude.
We need a Jiro banger in this game. That'd be nice, yeah. I like Shonen, but he kind of dropped off a cliff in terms of relevancy after the event. Rockto's a mess. Well, yeah. Alright, let us move on
Alright, who is next?
to greener pastures. I think it's Base Gaius.
Oh.
Your favorite.
He got skill tree. I'm not sure if I want to invest in it.
The
It's
thing
actually
is,
kind of weird though, because
yeah.
isn't there actually like a one-turn auto quartz?
Yes.
There is, yeah.
Or is it like really stupid?
I think it's just like stacking amps on him. Because even though he's water, like Gomesa has like that lowest HP pool, so it's a lot more doable for him than most people.
I see. Because like it's Polaris who's really the main issue.
Yeah. Tankiest motherfucker. I need him to put this feet away and make me uncomfy. Alright, my bad. There you go.
Okay, I'm looking at his kit again because I kind of had to remember why I didn't like it, and I'm remembering that he he forces you into like an S3 S2 cycle because he debuffs himself on his S3 and thus that and his S3 intentionally makes itself weaker when he's debuffed. I mean, I guess he's better now with his Stosis because now you can we can use S2 to clear his self-inflicted speed down.
No, but it's like it's speed down. It's shit. It's like your whole flow is fucking ruined.
I don't know. Yeah.
If it was like a vanity sort of like proc, it would be like better, but it's kind of like there's nobody who like really capitalizes on, debuff strengthening, especially with like him nerfing himself. It's like, why?
I feel like he only works in that Quartz quest because you don't have to use him for any longer than that.
Yeah. He is like jailbreak Okitaka. Like he kind of works in HDQs because he has like that debuff removal gimmick, and I think that is a pretty good gimmick for a DPS. He does good damage as well, but having a base action economy while also debuffing yourself is a little rough. And the debuff itself being like speed down.
120% isn't that much for like an AoE. I mean, there's no scaling, but you're also stuck with 120%. And I guess technically, when you take into account his skill tree, he gets when he's not debuffed, he gets like a passive 20% attack. But that's like, yeah.
It's enough for the Quartz quest, so it's something. Gaius is unemployed. Jailbreak Okitaka. Is he unemployed? I think he's more employed than him, to be honest. I don't know. He doesn't get anything for being debuffed. He gets the debuff clear thing on his S2 for the party.
Fuck debuff clearing. Nobody cares about debuff clearing after.
Just bring Gregory at that point.
Yeah.
You guys are haters. I like debuff clearing. He also gets like 90% more damage on S3. No, it's because his S3 gets nerfed by a lot when he's debuffed. So the skill tree just makes him not garbage when you're trying to get his S3 debuffed. Yeah.
Consider this though. It's Gaius.
It is Gaius, yeah. But we have to be not biased. Ooh, that rhymed.
If I was to not be biased, I would say just lower than wherever like the basic AoEs are. Like the barrels, or like the base barrels. He's lower than that, in my opinion.
I'm trying to think. Can the barrel like one turn the Quartz quest though?
Maybe not with like all Quartz passives.
I don't know. It's like I feel like base barrel is like so much better for like HDQs though. Like I guess like it depends on your perspective, but like maybe guys can clear the Quartz quest compared to base barrel, but base barrel can easily like do some damage in HDQs compared to Gaius over a long period of time.
I think it's if like base barrel was just water, we wouldn't be having this convo.
Yeah.
So I think it's like that's probably just like some Quartz specific thing. It's like whatever outside of it.
Polaris does have the most HP in that quest, so that's why Gaius is benefiting.
Yeah, but if like barrel was like water, it would be like I think it would just be like it's like both are fine.
The issue is that Jailbreak Okitaka is an A tier right now, and he's only there because he's good at Quartz, And like
I mean, like
base
if I
Gaius
really think about Are we really gonna rank base guys because he can one turn quartz? Like, I don't know.
Jobber talk is right there, dude. I don't know what you want me to say. And like, guys is like a slightly better Okitaka because he doesn't fall apart in HQs. Well, Okitaka actually is doing a lot better now because of Viestos is in the game.
Well,
Delusion
that
is
also
lower
applies to
Okitaka down.
bias.
Send him down.
I guess for farmers he is as accessible. Yeah. You don't have to think too much for his amp. It is a... His multiplier isn't that high, unless you skill tree him, but, you know, it is kind of like in this Vulp, or base Vulp territory, where you don't have to think too hard about, like, maxing out his multipliers. At least in the sense for, like, quick farming. Okay, I think
I don't
my
know, I'm
discussion. I think I killed my discussion partners at being cringe. I'm gonna put him below base Hail.
Oh, we say hell. A plus.
Base Hail.
Base to hail. B plus. Well, he's still in B plus tier, so I don't have that much to say about guys. So I still think he deserves to be below barrel, but like whatever. That's my opinion.
I don't know what to
You
say.
have
his
to
tail's
use You have to use a skill tree to outpace this 4-star on release. It's a
well,
little after release, but you know.
it is what it
it's
is.
like terrifying.
And I don't mean I'm biased with tech units. Unfortunate. Who is next? That is a good question. Who is next? It is.
We already
Base-
did V guys, so
It's base Rexer.
oh.
I really do not like this unit because he's always right up then I have to use him and he actually does 0 damage for some reason. Even though I actually have him max engrave. It's so disappointing. He like goes in and does his S2 and I'm like begging for him to do damage and then he does like 2k. I'm like, huh? You did 2k AoE? It's like I guess it's a farming quest, and you know, I guess people are using him for like his limit S3, but then it's like you have to get his you have to get his like HP down or something. It's like I don't know. And I've never really cared about his passive either, so it's like whatever.
I think
I guess the good thing is that he's welfare, so you get like good view on him.
I don't know. The welfare part is weird to me because he's literally just like a welfare version of Victom, and I don't understand why they did that.
Well,
Like they have the same multipliers on S3. The view cost down. It brings his S3 from 11k to 9k, which is the exact same price as Victom. So you have a welfare unit that's just a welfare of a permanent 4-star, and that was in the game since the launch.
well, you see, Rexer has actually a worse attack stat than Victom, so he's even worse.
Yeah, I was about to point that out too, but yeah, worse attack stat. Victom's 3.2k versus Rexer's 2.5.
He's kind of a bad unit. Even for welfare standards, he's not. I don't think he really has a niche. Like he just gets outclassed and everything, I think, and it's a bit unfortunate. Rexer is like decently popular, right? He is, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't dislike Rexer, like character-wise. I just think that his whole kit is like, go away. This thing is plaguing me. Why are you always bonus?
Do you have him like quartzed?
No, I have Nomen Quartz.
Oh.
That's my welfare.
I see. All right.
Yeah, that's more worth it. I don't feel like quartzing base Rexer. I don't think it's worth it.
How is the elemental balance? Just being wood doesn't make him worse than Big Tom. In a way, yes, because wood is extremely stacked right now for both like supports and DPS units. So being this replaceable is kind of a death sentence, especially in like a really good element. What does the demon? It does, yeah.
Yeah.
It's him.
The two demons, in fact.
I don't hate Wilfer Victom with a wave clear S3 or S2. I mean, I guess it could be worse, but it could also be a lot better.
Like, I guess technically you can always just like max out his engrave and his S2 becomes cheaper.
The issue is that by the time you max engrave him, you'll probably have better DPS options. It's like the base pub dilemma, but at least healers are a bit harder to replace, in my opinion. I was looking character profiles and I was jumped scared that Rector's American. I wasn't expecting to see their exact nationalities, since not a lot of characters have IRL nationalities. Yeah, I think it's this anniversary where they released a few bios for some of the characters.
Yeah, he is an LA influencer.
Alright, when did they
/
release that?
Twitch streamer.
Was that from his like event?
No, that came from the anniversary.
Really?
Hmm?
I thought it was from like Choco Volcano. Okay.
Nah, that was where we learned his full name.
Right. Like Alex Wilson or something.
Yeah, Alex R. Wilson.
It doesn't help that the demon can just run all 4-star teams and outperform by an insane margin. Well, yeah, I guess that's the difference between a welfare unit and a 5-star limited unit in this game. Hashtag spoilers. Oops. By the time you max out, the game will be EOS because of Lava Egg sucks ass. I mean, hey, some people have a maxed engraved pub by now, so that's something. So if you really like Rexer, you could have had him max engraved by now if you started early enough. Okay, so I think he's probably like 1 tier below Victim, like so. He's around C tier. Just not sure where.
Yeah. He has like, I will say, you know, at least he does have like a good multiplier if you really want to go for that. You know, 340% is pretty good.
Yeah, but it's attack
Just he has a bad attack. Yeah, attack stats, whatever, but that's attack stat is what drops him down to C tier and slightly higher VP. But you know, he's free, and that's a good multiplier. So
put him snug
that's not D
next
tier
to
for me.
Showing. He's better than Galvo, I guess. Maybe. Is he better than base Marvnik? Question mark. Skill tree and everything. I don't know. I don't know. C is the washed wood tier. Yeah.
What about behind Summer Akashi?
Summer Akashi. I guess I'm fine with that. Alright. You guys ready to move on?
Yep.
I think I'm gonna rate, no, we did his brain already. Terrestrium. Go. It's a woman o'clock.
She's okay. That's kind of like the highest opinion I have. Like, you know, she's just a tank. She gets she can counter attack up to 2 times when hit, and you know, when she counter attacks, she applies attack down. So that's kind of like the thing you do with her. So it's pretty simple, pretty basic. But it's only 1 turn taunt, so that's kind of like the thing that drags her down. And I think you have You for the counter to activate, you have to use her S1. You can't like use external sources of taunt like Genji or longer sources of taunt, anything like that. It has to be her S2.
Reiki Simp. Yeah, her accessory is actually like really cute. I'm kind of mad that it's on her because I never touch this unit.
She's like kind of fun at the time, but yeah, she actually just isn't really that great of a tank. It's like she doesn't, you know, that like she's just kind of like awkward in the sense that like, you know, she doesn't really have like defense down. I mean, defense up before she gets hit. Like yeah, you counterattack with the attack down, but it's like you already got hit. And it's like she has to do S3 to heal herself. And it's like, but aren't you supposed to be on like the one turn tank duty? So yeah, I don't know. I feel like with Xmas players, they're just like, okay, let's take this kit and like actually make it good. You know?
Yeah.
But it is like kind of funny to like, you know, get the 2 counters off. It's just not good though.
Minus points for not being buff. My girl, you're a tanky knight. Why do you look like you will get killed by your shield falling in you? Yeah. That's that Arc-Knight's propaganda. Okay. Yeah, the unit was pretty fun when she came out. And then she just kind of didn't exist because you never really needed a tank. I think V Estosis makes her a little better because she gets a free S2 proc, and then she can like use that turn to use her S3 or some stupid shit. 2 counters max per turn is rough, especially when there's more than 2 people in a quest, and even like that, some of them can like act more than once per turn. So it's not hard for her to like actually get killed in like 3 turns or less.
Yeah, I was about to point out. I'm reading chat. I was about to point out, but I'm like, you're using Viastosis on Sebastian. It's like, I know that's technically a thing you could do, but like, why would you do that?
Get killed, girl competition. She's a little better. She's faster, so she can act before the enemies do. Damn it, there isn't a whole lot to say actually. She's just kind of bad. She doesn't do enough for a tank, which is crazy because like
it's a simple bad.
She has countered with like attack down proc, right? But like, damn.
She's something.
Is she really pop? She's because everybody loves a good wheelchair comp no matter what gacha it is. True Zalgus. Yeah, VS was upscale from bottom C tier to middle C.
I don't think there's any upscale. It's just like you're using Viastosis. It's like it feels so stupid, you know. I know it's like people. I know it's like we already said. Like, why are you using Viastosis S3 on her? But it's more like Viastosis, right? Is actually like kind of tricky-ish in my opinion, in the sense that like how to maximize value. That's just like, why are you like spending 9K view for all that shit? It's like, it's terrible.
At least she gains views with her counters and like someone. Okay, that actually is a good point. Because that means she can generate a good amount of view before she gets killed off. So
wow, Christmas Go Mesa upscale?
think she's mogging Gomesa. I'll put her between like Marfic and Alpheka, I guess. You can make her use her skill 2 twice, but that's the point. You only get one purification one turn. No, you just use Astosis on her, and then you can like use her psychic active, or like an S3 if you need to heal. That's the rationale.
Below Alpheka, in my opinion. The Vugen's nice, but I feel like you can just spam. Yeah, you can spam prolonged psychic with that with Alpheka.
I guess.
I mean, I've used these characters. It's like she's not cutting it. She's
Okay. I don't know. I just think having a faster tank is nice, if anything. You wait 2. Alright. It's Viscanom time.
Oh.
he's weird. He was like very shit on release. Like terrible. Well, not like very shit, but like, you know,
he was like pretty garbage on release.
No, but he was like
No, he's just bad.
So it was like you can't really say he was terrible. But like his S2 was like so fucking bad. It was like this 3-turn, 10% bullshit. And it's like we're roasting Turbac, but like this invention shit was like worse.
I swear. Okay, so like I know we're gonna get to like the whole like upscaling with units thing, but I feel like I want to mention that I feel like I can't remember if like how I think they literally changed how invention worked, right? Like I swear it did not work like explosion, right? Because now it has an explosion. Now it works like explosion, where you could stack it up to 5 times.
Yeah,
it
wasn't
right.
stackable.
It wasn't stackable for
like
some time.
Yeah, so they literally soft buffed invention at some point. Maybe it was during when explosion got added, and then they just decided, oh hey, we can use this mechanic on this on Viscanom because he really needs that, I guess. It's like
it's so terrible.
That's nice. It's still bad. Yeah, it's still bad, but like it's a buff.
Who the hell's getting 3 actions?
I mean, you can proc about like qual attacks. The issue isn't that you can't trigger it. The issue is that he's doing nothing else when he's giving it to people.
Yeah.
And the stat bonus for him using an action turn is like plus 10% attack or plus 10% defense. It is really hard to like sell this unit for the stat increases. But like as just like a buff count person, he is like decent-ish. Because you can use his S2 immediately and then generate a bit of view. So he's not bad for farming if you're using like V Sensetsu or Jailbreak Okitaka. Let me see. The chat.
I guess we still have to talk about that. Like, he's weird because he formed this Lilac, Summer Alpheka bullshit.
Right. Mm-hmm. He was the prototype for that. What an odd kid. I hope a 15-year-old doesn't power creep it. Oh wait. Kanes.
I don't get why this passive exists. Like, just make his S2 cost 0 at that point. I genuinely don't know why it's here.
Because if he has like overcharge on him, then it goes up to 100 or 1k view, and then now he has to spend 500 view to use it as S2.
Wow.
Does this mean you need 15 turns to fully stack this, or can you land a buff he's already maxed? You would need 15 turns, yeah. But actually, no, you need 10 turns. The heal is just like, it's just healing. It doesn't do anything.
No. The heal is a dead. No, the thing is, you can absolutely land on regen, and that's an absolute dead turn. Because the thing is that, you know, it's not like the thing that I think Farden has this mechanic, but better. Because, you know, it's kind of like this mechanic where you give yourself a random buff, but with Farden, he prioritizes buffs he hasn't already given. With Viskunam, he does not have that kind of that mechanic, so he can give you the same buff multiple times, or so that means you can get multiple stacks of regen multiple times, which is like the worst skill, the worst buff you can get from Invention, because it's not attack up or defense.
This is how Visk variant will be real. Okay, yeah. Pulling base Viskunam when you're doing like unlimited gacha is like getting off-banded by a 5-star like permanent character in like any Warriorverse game. It kind of feels tragic. He was just sadly another permanent 5-star in need of a skill tree. Yeah, pretty much. He has a few gimmicks. I think Connie's is just better than him in almost every way, but he is cheaper for buff count teams. So he has that going for him.
Yeah, the thing is, the funny thing is that his gimmicks are just like on completely different teams. He's either working for combo or working for buff turn count, and these are like completely unrelated archetypes. So he's like being pulled in two different directions.
Very sad. He was one of the people that threw some 10s at, but I didn't get him though. Yeah, I pulled for him too. He's a cute person, and I think it's nice that he had some time in the limelight before the Connie's Nation attacked. Yeah.
I sparked him. I have zero regrets, by the way, but like, I did drop 1,000 stones for him. Technically more because I only did that on his rerun. I think I dropped like 200 on the original run. So my Viskunam is 1.2k stones worth of investment, and I have zero regrets.
All right, and it's S3's
Good,
Doc.
that should happen to you more.
And the Archangel ending meals. Oh yeah.
This
and
guy
it's-
banner cleared in like 350 this recent banner.
Okay,
Some
yeah.
bullshit like that.
And Viskunam's S3 is dog shit. Alright. Where... It's hard to rank.
I want to say C tier. It's so weird, but
I don't think it's Caesar, actually.
really,
I mean, if he has like a use, you know, even if like there's somebody better,
he is
actually value to your account.
he is second place
he was
for like being a combo engine, and he's like
it's still
kind of second place for also being like a buff count engine.
Because I don't have Con Ace, and I'm like, I gotta use this guy.
no.
Like,
It's
literally
just
the only other guy.
it's just so funny to rank Viskunam because every single synergy of his feels like a complete accident. Like
Oh,
he just stumbles,
I'm sure it's
he
like
just stumbles
complete
upon it. Yeah.
Although, like, I second guess myself considering, like, you know, his sidekick is also combo focused, but I think it's just a complete accident.
Yeah.
You thought he was 4-star with Connie's in the game? It kind of does feel like that, huh? Why is this S3 trying to Pyroki Pitomi of all things? Hush now. But yeah. He does have a use in certain teams, yeah. And they are good teams.
Because, like, you know, you look at C tier, it's like, Mono's, like, right there. And it's like, you have Kongche. It's like, do these guys really give that much value to your account? I don't think so in comparison to Viskunam.
Yeah, that's irrational too. I guess the main debate here is like, is he better than Christmas Smoke Die?
Chris's Milk Dye is really good for Joki Taka teams, actually.
And so is Viskunam.
Yeah, so they're kind of equal in that regard.
Yeah, but he also has the benefit of being, you know, used for combo as well. Whereas Smoke Die's kind of stuck with like either being for farming with like Jabriku Kitaka or V Sentetsu, or like being paired with Anniversary Ruden.
Technically, Viskunam, you know, along with Kane's, is like the optimal team for like metal farming, like the Power Stone farming, because like, you know, if you run him with Lilac and Summer Alpheka, you can actually do an AoE. But yeah,
Honestly, if we're being
I'm
real,
pretty sure that's the only team that can do that, right?
if we're being real, I think
Okay.
he gives her account the same value as like Exio.
Whoa.
That's what I need to think about. Because Exio, he's
Like,
kind of a
the
mediocre
anti-hero or like
DPS.
sidekick?
anti-hero.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because Exio, how do I put this? He's kind of middling as a Aether DPS, right? Like 5-star.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
And I
know. I
think-
feel like it was,
I think Viscanon teams are just generally stronger than Exio teams, in my opinion.
I guess that is true.
I think that's like not up for debate because you never see Exio teams.
I have no game in this. I just hope his ult is hot. It probably will be.
True. Absolutely
Viscanon A
true.
tier. He was actually 8 tier in my original tier list. So yeah. A plus tier. I don't wouldn't go that far, but I think I'm fine with him being like higher than Train Yoshiori.
I'm fine with that too because he lands in A tier.
Which is funny to think about,
Also,
but yeah.
I was just gonna try to push for B plus tier, but I will take A tier.
No, I think he's like kind of weirdly like shitty, but also like essential.
Yeah.
It's like
He
hard
has
very like hard to like put him down.
he has these really niche interactions, but he does excel with those interactions. Outside of them, he's kind of dog shit. But if we're
Yeah.
like taking into consideration like you don't really need to invest in him that much, and he's like still finding relevance with these certain teams, it's pretty good. Okay. Alright. Let's move on. Actually, we're at the 1 hour mark. Alright. Pet stop time. Anyone you guys want to talk about?
No.
No.
He's talking about Alpha Gem. I'm saying. Alright. Len wants to talk about Taika. You guys want to do that?
Sure.
Sure. I'm not really good with Taika, but yeah, it's fine.
I've seen a good amount with trying to like make him work with Beast and Tetsu and what was it? Viostosis.
I need to test them out more. I haven't had the time, but you know, I should actually test out that synergy more.
Alright. According to Reddit, this is the evil cat man.
Full count, man.
Right.
I don't really think he's evil apparently.
Well, that's kind of an interesting take, but I guess that tracks for Reddit.
I mean, if you're reading the story, if you're looking at the story out of context, then I can kind of see that. But like, yeah.
Not a red flag. Taika is kind of a weird character. I think he was a little middling when released. Just because his action I don't think was not great. You could use his S2 for like easy follow-up attack, but you had to set up his S1 first. So realistically, he does his S2 like every other turn. In terms of buffing, I don't know. He kind of always felt like a Guro side grade for me.
Well, I guess it's more relevant to talk about Taika with Astosis in the game.
Yeah. I think you are supposed to kind of use them together, because S2 is kind of free if you give him guidance. So you have the option of either like using an S2 again for like a double follow-up attack, or like using an S3 to just fuel your carry more. Hmm.
Actually, does that work? Actually, no, I guess that would if X Mono works, then Taika would work. Right, never mind.
I tested the Taika. He does work with that. I think the issue is that there aren't a whole lot of DPS in the game you really care about using their S1, especially in the archetype of like, you know, the buff count thing. Like, sure, you could use it with Delbrigo Kitaka, but I think you'd rather just like spam his S2 when he uses his S3. And using his S1 as a follow-up attack, he'll just like decrease his assault charges. I think
see, I don't
he's
think
still-
his.
In my opinion,
I don't think. Oh, you can go.
in my opinion, I think he's still a little too niche to be rated any higher than like A or A+ tier. Because you have to think about like what his best teams are, right?
Yeah.
And like none of them are like doing the 1 or 2 turn like clearing bullshit like the S+ and S tiers are. He's made for Antares? Okay, maybe, but Antares kind of wants other supports that's not Taika. Support competition is really hard when you don't have reactions. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like with this kid, I feel like his kid is just the kind of like, maybe it has potential in the future. I don't know. It depends. He's more focused on buff turn count than normal buffs, you know, because of his exalted status. So, and I feel like this archetype is still fairly new, and it's still not. It doesn't feel like fully developed yet because we don't have like that really good like 5-star support that really like gives buff turn count or something with like some neutral status or whatever, or like a field effect or something.
Taika is ticket gem. That's one way to put it. Yeah. I still stand by the fact that he's probably just like F-Goro side grade. So tell me he has more buff turns than Taika. Is that true? I don't think that's true.
Is his S3? His S3 gives like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah. Taika is kinda ticket cool. Yeah. I'm not fine with him being an A+ tier, but like,
I think lower than F-Goro, because I feel like buff turn count isn't like that fully developed right now, so it's just kind of my feeling.
6, 7.
I don't know enough about this unit to give an opinion, unfortunately.
Higher than VC Hail, maybe. Perhaps. Mayhaps.
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
He is doing stuff.
I think the main issue with like giving attack up is that he only does it before like their action turn. It's like a 1 stack of attack up. So it's hard to like actually maintain it on them if they have like multiple turns.
I think something neat about Taika is that you only have to use his S1 once. Like since his S3 can recast the Exalted, so you don't have to worry about like spending a dead turn just to like reapply it. And his S3 does have fairly uncommon buffs, so you don't have to worry about overlap that much.
Yeah, I guess. Alright. I think that's it for Taika, huh? I think his archetype's just not developed enough. He has better teams than VC Hill currently, probably. I think Suhail has like 2 teams that are roughly better than Taika, and it's just like pocketing Kuki or pocketing Summer Astar, and those can like probably end up in a 2-turn clear. Taiga is just Jailbreak Ukitaka swap. Kind of, but not really, because Jailbreak Ukitaka clears butts off of himself. So
Yeah,
he's
it's not even a not really. It's just a not. It's just a non-synergy actually.
If you do his S3, and then on the next turn, Taika does S3, and then you have VS Dosis, you use Guidance on him, then it might be good. Cookie teams are not real to me. Cookie Slayer. Alright. Let's move on. Where is he?
Also, I don't know, if you're thinking about like Taika with for Joe Kitaka, just use Konshe or something. I don't know. If you need like,
I mean, he gives
Just-
5
I don't
turns
know,
of
Koji is
buff in his
super-
S3. Like, also his S1.
I guess.
There's easier ways to put buffs onto him than some Taiga S3. Taiga
Yeah.
is buff gem. That's okay. Okay. Let's talk about Sensetia. I think I might have rage baited a few people when I last talked about her in your record.
I think I remember that. I kind of wanted to mention it during the Roiker discussion.
What was the rage bait? I wasn't there for it.
That her and Yuhang were the same person, or the same in terms of like gameplay.
Oh, wasn't you hit? Oh, wasn't him? I thought it was Roiker. Or was I misremembering?
It's a time to rehash the Sensetia versus Yuhang discussion.
Hmm.
I mean, I don't care about either of them that much, to be honest. I was just saying shit.
Was this the reason why you did the, that thing that like that Calvin Hobbes comic later?
That was for combo teams, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it's like the idea. I guess never mind.
I'm realizing that there's no woman above B tier. Everyone's a guy. It's sad that there's no high tier woman. It is a little unfortunate, but there is one high tier woman actually. I don't think we're talking about her this stream though.
Nah, I think she's too late in the. Actually, maybe it might be too late, but we'll see.
There's no woman, but plenty of wives. Smile. Meta defining. Charlie Kirsch. Okay. Let's talk about this healer DPS now. Her speed's kind of bad still.
104, right?
Yeah. It's not hard for people to outspeed her. Which means
combo +1, combo S1 on a non-combo unit? I just noticed that.
Yeah, her kit's like doing like 3 different things at once. Like combo, and then you have like this 70% chance to trigger defense down on her S2. And then you have like the actual start of the shot, which is like her scaling heal on her S3. I kind of don't really use this unit.
Well, unless you're doing the farm quests with this event, then you had to, because she's the only DPS on the banner.
Yeah, that banner is fucking terrible. Oh my god. You had to use base Visky. You had to use Visky Noms and Seti and Christmas Go Mesa together. Good lord, dude. Oh my god, get me out.
Remember chancing out on that 70% defense down? Oh, for farming.
That's so sad though, because like I actually think I like using your S2 a good amount, but like the proc rate is heinous.
Nerfed for no reason.
Do you have any thoughts on this thing?
think she's like cool for like a welfare option, but honestly, you can kind of feel like she's lacking, you know? When you like use her. She just is like, yeah, you get that, you know what I mean. It's like, yeah, it's like I'm not gaming.
Yeah. I feel like DPS healer is just a noob trap concept. It is, yeah. When you look at like all these DPS scaling healers, like Anniversary Pub and Taris, you'll see that you don't ever really use their healing abilities. Or like you don't use them for their healing rather. So having a character that only does that is kind of a death sentence. Jesus, that's 11k on a 150% attack and 78% heal. It has so much that it shouldn't do anything else. It's a pretty good heal. But yeah. Her damage is definitely on the lower side, but it's still higher than Roiker somehow.
And I think the multi-hit heal and, you know, it going to like the lowest HP allies, that does make it better than Roiker, since you can kind of like aim towards the most of the lowest health units in your party.
Astos is letting A puppies engage on not healing. It's like even if it clears your company, you're probably losing some rewards for it. Yeah, maybe. Unless you have really good at supports, you'll probably clear like a lot slower than most people. One thing, it is 3 heal, so it doesn't overheal. Yeah, it can target different people. That's also a nice QOL. I just don't think she does enough damage. That's it, really.
Yeah,
Not enough damage, and she's a bit too slow.
And what to rank? Higher than Waker at least. So
Yeah.
higher than D tier. Wow.
The bar is in hell. It sucks when you're a slow DPS, you as a badass one. You're just staring at you getting combo +1, like, am I a joke to you? Yeah. Does she give her account more value than base shaft?
Base shaft is just like defense up, defense down plus view.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think shaft is better. I will say that. I mean, it's reliable, and it's a good effect.
If she's below you, Hang, I think I follow her.
It's
That's
not looking
crazy.
good, I think.
That's crazy. Is she better than Conche? Conch?
I think so. I feel like Conche is just like kind of a meme, right?
Yeah.
Like, she kind of like, if you're a newbie, it is a trap, but it's like you're getting more value than this like very niche auto heal bullshit.
Yeah. I just don't think there's any like relevant content for her. No, I put her too high. Whoops. There we go. Alright. Let us move on to the next person. Ooh, it's Fane. Fine.
Mm.
I can't get up, help. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
It's brick after brick, bro.
Well, it was dire times when Shuko was around, to be honest.
Building a
I mean-
house.
I guess I'll go since I actually have him like. No, I don't think I have him quartz because I knew that was like a fucking trap. I was like, this unit is so bad. It's like, it is kind of cool that like they made him like synergize with Proki sidekick because, you know, lore reasons, right? But like why? You know, it's like that isn't like a good sidekick to have to like be using, you know, or like to be strategizing around. Um, what do I say about this unit is that I actually kind of like his S2 and that it's like feels very meaty with like the attack down, but it's also like fucking Y with the, you know, like the water wood conditional thing, you know, is like even on like the water bosses, right? You don't want to be bringing this character. Is like, yeah. I'm very glad that like they stopped leaning into that. Maybe they'll bring it back though, but like, you know, like we don't see that sort of like Sunni. I think it's Suniaki, right? That Suniaki type bullshit anymore. And it's like for the better of the game, because I don't think like what is it? I don't think that type of like elemental gameplay is very interesting.
Yeah, that kind of gameplay, that kind of design basically just went to mobs, which is why I
Yeah.
refuse to invest in assistant, the Scar passives, because I am not playing around that. That is a trap.
Boring.
It's a tempting trap, but I am not gonna invest like 1 million bond just to spread these elemental Scar passes around.
Boring. All right. I'm still not
I actually kind of like the Scar passives. I think they're actually fine, to be honest. At least to me, like they're pretty consistent with like Alchiba. That's probably just me.
I don't like using debuffs getting stronger based on attribute conditional. It feels so memey. I feel like kill myself. Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. I think this character would be good against Plessy, which would be nice, but Plessy also removes like debuffs after it attacks or something. That's where it removes the debuffs like when it's lower, you hit it a lot. So there's a good chance where like 2 stacks of attack down isn't actually going to stick, which is really funny. But if it did work against Plessy, it would be really good, because, you know, there isn't really anyone in this game you can reliably apply 2 stacks of attack down. The other thing is that it's really easy for him to die, because he has, like, really bad mitigation abilities. He has his S2, and then he has, like, the damage soaking on his S3, right? But, like, with the base action economy, it's easy for him to just, like, use one skill, or use his S3 and just, like, die to an AoE attack. Maybe if the effect is so game-breaking, but so he should be fine, but no. It's just one extra buff / debuff, and that's boring. Yeah. At least the damage soaking also has healing? I guess. I guess it's nice that he's also, like, one of the faster quote-unquote defense units. That's all I can really say about him, though. I don't think you have any good matchups.
Do you remember when they made an entire HDQ design around Thane?
Did they? Was it the birds?
It was the birds, yeah.
Oh.
Does that
That was
count?
funny. I think it counts because I feel like that's Thane was like, well, pulling on the Choco Festa banner is like the only reason why I managed to like budget clear that whole thing back in the day, because it was very much tailored. I guess that whole entire banner was just or that entire HDQ was just show content for this specific banner, which includes Fane. Which I think is just like funny. I don't know. It's like he did work there, but that's just about it. That's like one of the only reasons I could think of using Fane.
Alright, I'm skipped over Higa's comment. I'm gonna be brave and say I did not understand why people are thirsty for this Madam release. This is such a mid Tomaru design. He has way better guys. I think it's just the fact that he's short and he has a nice voice. He has like Chernobog's VA, so that helps. For me, he's just kind of a creature, like a ball that you can like throw around the room.
I actually like Fane a lot because of like the story with like, you know, his like sort of angsty relationship with Proki at the time. Design wise, I think I just like the what is it? The highlights and gradients in his like horns and stuff. I think it looks aesthetically pleasing, to be honest.
I look at Fate and I think of like a Gerson Deltarune. I'm old. I think of that meme when I see Fate.
It's not really the same.
I just like his psychic outfits the most, I think. Is this
All
another chopped
the
wood units?
classes are kind of fun. You know?
So,
Oh yeah, I like the classes.
LaH is successful, attributes / support conditional. Yeah, I think like working around role conditionals are a lot more interesting than straight up elements, because it can be whatever. LaH's S2 is so fun and proactive to use. Yeah.
True.
Yeah. I hard agree. Okay. Where do we rank Fane?
Below Furlong.
B tier? Or
Maybe like a whole other tier down, but it has to be below Furlong. He cannot be higher because his I guess draw fire or like damage aggregation. Furlong's is 2 turns, Fane is 1 turn. That is a very notable difference.
or you can't say that. He has like the same color as me. They're both green little guys. Okay. Does he give your account the same value as like V showing?
I wouldn't use either, but I think like Fane would be a little better.
I would say he's a little better, yeah, because of the S2. Even if it is a bit expensive.
I like his S2. It's still not really that great though. It's like, yeah,
Your Moss King
it's kind of dire.
Not really. I don't know. I just don't think he has any teams, really. He has no teams, and like he has no good matchups either. So I think it's kind of a struggle bus. Is he Koloski useful? That was a question. I don't see it.
I would say no too.
I'm not exaggerating. He actually doesn't have any teammates that can like that really care about him.
He's one of those he's kind of like one of those tanks that just works independently, but you know, he just doesn't really have that good of a kit. So he's working independently and also just has like not a lot of use. So he's just kind of left alone.
Yeah. I think the strongest V Shoin team is stronger than Fine's quote-unquote strongest team against his best matchup as well. So, yeah.
Damn.
I think I'd rather wait for this Shoin. Yeah. That's my rationale anyways. I think having decent damage is always just gonna be better than conditional tanking. Nah, you ain't it. Alright, let's move on. I think we're talking about, yeah, it should be Anna.
I think Anna's fine. It's fun actually. Not even fine. Just I think she has like a nice kit for starter accounts. Because that S2 is very comfortable.
I think Anna's just actually like legit good, to be honest.
Mother, I think she's 17, but
Yeah, I don't know about saying mother.
Bro, you got covered in 30 seconds. I think we talked about him a good amount, I'm pretty sure. Anyways, yeah, she's kind of a sleeper pick for healing. I think having a heal skill that's also a view skill packed in one is really nice for like real compression. She doesn't do much outside of that though. I think she's just like an infinitely better Lauren, I guess.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I was actually using her a bit in this new like chill SSS simulator because you know you get the heal and the view gen, and that was kind of comfy to be honest.
It's kind of similar to like Summer Yohak has too, actually. Just without the attack down, but you get the view plus heal, and I think everyone just kind of knows how good that is.
Yeah. A view positive healer is really nice. I guess the main issue is just that she is a tad slow to be like generating view for your vehicle. 106 base speed is kind of rough. Introduce a view positive healer to a new player and I'll slaughter in every team. Yeah, basically. Sadly, she's better than healer pub. Maybe.
I would say she's better than base pub. I'd say that. In terms of like healing, actually, yeah, it's just more comfy. And I was thinking about the attack up pub gives too, and I'm like, maybe it's just more worth using Ana and then bringing in an actual attack buffer than bringing base pub.
Who do you think performs better? Max Engrave pub, who's quartzed, or just like no Engrave Ana but with like quartz?
So that's like 8k pub for skills versus 6k and 9k, or I guess 5k and 9k since you can upgrade Ana. I don't know. View gen is really nice. That's the thing. Pub is just. That's the thing. That's a big thing.
The issue is that Max Engrave pub is like pumping out like what 2k AoE healing, like 2.3k rather AoE healing, like every S2 cast. So it's definitely doing more than Ana's, but she does have the view gen, so I think it just kind of evens out in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess you could argue that like not everyone needs to be healed all the time. There she
Yeah,
is.
and if that's the case, then her S2 just becomes like a view gen plus bonus healing to top off.
You think she's solid B between Zania and base pub? Where is she? Maybe. I might argue for her to be better than like pub, to be honest. But do you have any?
I would argue that too, actually.
Do you have any thoughts, Milk?
Ana, I think she's simpler. I don't really like pub, and like I think he's just kind of expensive even with all the discounts. He's like very awkward to me. Like I'd rather have like a more focused healing rather than an overall like team healing. And Ana's S2 kind of does the trick, you know. I mean, like if you're really desperate, you know, like you can cast her S3. And like in those desperate situations, I don't think pub S2 cuts it, you know. It's like good, but it's like it's not good for desperate situations.
I see. I guess I'm just a bit concerned because I don't think there's much like horizontal investment for her. Like she doesn't really have that many teams, I'd say. Yeah. She's very flexible, right? She can slot into a lot of teams, but she doesn't have like the best in slot team options, you know.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd say like I think of her as like somebody to have teams. It's more like what the quest demands, kind of like Xmas Polaris in that sense.
Yeah, like she's just there to help sustain your team. She doesn't really like help boost your team. But sometimes for accounts, when you're really struggling, sometimes sustain is what you need.
They're really meant for endgame best in stats, and she's meant to get you there. Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice way of putting it, actually.
But I guess that does make her a bit more difficult to rank, because it's like more catered around, clearing endgame content and like having good farm teams and shit like that. I think she's B tier, but maybe probably on the higher end.
Yeah, because I would still put her above base pub.
Hmm.
Do you have any suggestions, Milk?
I think B tier is fine.
Maybe below the Nessens, I guess.
Below the Nessens.
It's,
Fuck the
I don't know.
Nessens.
Loki, yeah. Fuck the Nessens. Yeah.
I don't know. I've always had like a positive impression using Hannah, and to be honest, that's like a lot better than can be said about a lot of 4 stars. It's like even with like Okitaka, who's like a good 4-star base Okitaka, I mean, right? You have to deal with bullshit. You have to deal with like 50%. You have to deal with like random targeting, and then Anna's just like, I feel comfy.
Right. I actually think she might be really good in like Denabora teams, because she actually has some innate synergy with Bard Gonzo, with the duet amping her view gen, and also like that'll give you exponential gains for like pick toss and his view amp.
Right.
Yeah. And because she's also a healer, she can also benefit off of Denabora's S1 follow-up spam thing. I might be fine with her like being around Summer Shaft level, actually.
Interesting. What say you, the Summer Shaft fan?
Summer Shaft are so annoying. I don't know. I get annoyed when I use Summer Shaft in clears, so sure. I do actually agree, and like I feel good when I use Anna because like she's reliable and comfy pick. Like what you're getting out of her, and what you get out of her is very nice.
I can see that. All right, let's move on to Suniaki.
I think what is it, like the attribute conditional that we talked about with Fane? I think Suniaki is a really interesting discussion, or at least I think it's like the last version we had of it, and I think he's kind of the best because the way he does it is that he basically starts off with a good S2, and then based on the element, it improves. So it's not like it starts off bad and then it only gets better when you reach the conditional. It starts off good and then gets better based on the conditional, which I think is like a nice change. So like his S2, it goes down. It starts off with base 1 attack down, 1 defense down in 1 skill cast, but then depending on the elements, it either changes. It either extends attack down by 1 or the defense down by 1. So that's very nice.
I will say that this unit feels like actually really good if he has the bonus on him, because that means you can get either like 3 stacks of attack down or 3 stacks of defense down if you can match his conditionals. If you don't, it's kind of whatever.
I don't know, like that's with the bonus, that's still like 2 attack downs and 2 defense downs. That's pretty nice actually.
It is nice that base action economy is kind of stinky.
It's not expensive though. It's only 4K.
I guess my main issue is
it's a very
just
cheap
that
skill.
He, like Anna, is just kind of a flex slot. He doesn't have any teams.
Yeah. I think his S3 is neat. Like it's basically just a disable skill. You know, like he gives the enemies speed up so that they move immediately, or they presumably move up in front of the timeline, and then he also gives them overcharge, which doubles their skill. So you know the idea with that those effects is that you push the enemy up to the front, and then you make their skills cost twice as much. So if they're going to cast like an 8k S3, that 8k becomes 16k, and because they're now up in front, they can't do anything, presuming that you know you do some view management, and you leave yourself with like something like 15k or 12k. So you know you stop the enemy and you give yourself a nice amount of view for your team, which I think is like a nice effect.
Yeah. It's neat. But you can probably make do without him for a lot of teams. I still think from all of our overconsumption units, he's the best one.
The gimmick that I've never ever used.
I've used them for I've used the status for budgets, and it's actually really nice. It's like a pseudo like, I know it's not view gen, but it's really good for view control or view management, and like view juggling, because you can essentially just like carry over your current view count without worry.
Yeah, I like know it works in like practice, but I'm always like, you know, with it.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just kind of put off in the sense that he's just like, he doesn't have any synergies with people.
I think B, high B at least. That's my take at least. High B minimum.
I guess that's fine.
Because he's like, it's kind of similar to Anna, where it's like, yeah, you're bringing him because he doesn't really like amp your team or whatever, but he does provide good value in what he does for his specific mechanics.
Overcharge is just science with extra steps to me. Kinda, yeah. Better than X
Yeah, that's
pleased.
Overcharge is basically just silence if it wasn't banned, and then there's like a small period when they started banning overcharge, and I got a little worried because I'm like, you made this silence 2 status essentially, and then they started to ban it, and so I'm like, what's the point in you introducing the status into the game? But you know, they kind of fell back on that, so you know, I'm glad they did that. But overcharge really is just like this silence 2, but you know, not banned everywhere.
Yeah, I'm not sure to rank him. I think the first comparison I would make is like, is he better than skill tree Game? Because Game being like a speed unit has the benefit of like being used for Halloween roll teams, and Sunyaki doesn't really get that same benefit.
Yeah, I think it's like he got upscaled, while Sunyaki, I don't really see him getting upscaled that much. He just exists in his own space.
Yeah. Feels a little bad rating him below the Ness and Brothers, though. Milk, do you have any suggestions?
No, I kind of don't really like this unit, to be honest.
Okay. I'll put him between Gami and Shoin. That's fine then.
I mean, do you like this unit?
I don't use him. He's not my kind of
That's what I mean.
anyone I like using.
I think his S3 is cool.
Yeah, he's just
both mechanically and visually.
He's just kind of dated. Okay. Now we can talk about his variant. Is there any base 5-star or 4-star in S or S+ tier? There is, yes. But he has so many goddamn skins.
I guess he got upskilled by Astosis in a notable way because of the guidance thing.
It's gross, but yeah. Normally, he won't be able to take advantage of the weight mechanic, this water compression thing, but because Astosis has a bonus here, he can actually take advantage of it, and then like use his S2 twice. That's like amped up with compression. You won't see it in like regular gameplay though, but it is something to note.
His S3 is boring. It is just a 180% AoE, or 140% AoE that's based on buff turn count, so that's just kind of okay.
It's terrible.
I think in the Discord I compared this thing to like Water Burrow a lot, and I still kind of hold that opinion, even though he's now a lot better with VSS in the game. It still kind of feels like that if you don't have him. But he's Spawn Melon. Yeah, he will never be Willow's. It's memorable because his animations are terrible. Yeah, I'm saying, dude.
Yeah, I think it's weird. I think it's kind of weird that he's both kind of like the single target unit and this AoE unit, but like both of these kind of like skills don't really mesh with each other that much. It's like, why does his S2 scale based on debuffs? Like, I guess it's just like whatever. Okay, sure.
This fucking purple cat made me do my first spark, and just for being an S-Toshi with extra steps, he was lucky V-Astosis upskilled him a bit. Yeah, right now, I think he's just like kind of a V-Astosis merchant. But V-Astosis is also like the second best support in the game right now. No, it's actually just the best support in the game right now. So, you know, being good with the best support in the game right now doesn't really mean a whole lot, in my opinion. So like, when you take Astosis out of the equation, you're kind of left with like a sopping wet cat. But you know,
What do you say? Yeah. What do you say him having a special weight and thus nerfing his like not being able to use weight until you spend his I forget the name of it, but you know, his special weight? Would you say that's like a negative to him? Because you can't really like control his actions that much unless you intentionally spend your resource that you are probably trying to build up, right? Like you want to get that thing to gauge 5. You want to get him to gauge 5 so you can, you know, cash that in for a free 50%. So.
right. What was it? I don't think it's as much of a downside if you don't run like Mrs. Motomasa or Scar people. But that also means you're not really using like him at his max potential probably, which is a little sad.
At least for me.
Arch, the fucking water compression thing isn't translated on the wiki. What are you doing?
I have no idea. Oh yeah, I guess it's not. Whoopsies.
Grr.
Maybe you can do that later.
Grr.
As usual.
Grr. Okay. So yeah, his S3, I mean, some people found like if you play manually, you can make him one turn the Quartz quest, and I guess that's cool. But it's also manual, so
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be real. I don't really like this unit that much. I don't like how his weight changes into water compression. You don't really have too many ways to control.
Genuinely, I think Viastosis existing kind of does upskill him for me because it makes his weight actually useful and less awkward because I feel better about using his weight early because I can cash it in for a free guidance proc, right? Or at least with the boost, I guess. I guess when the I guess when the Stosis loses that boost, it becomes less useful. So I guess it's not.
Yeah, I get it.
It's only relevant for now.
I get it. He's really good with VS doses, but like so is a lot of DPS, right? Most of them can kind of function without needing VS doses.
Yeah.
Base action economy, kind of stinky, as I said before. He does. I don't know. He's just like Summer Barrel, but with like bigger numbers. I guess I'd be fine with him being in A tier.
This unit.
Being upscaled by Astos is not special. We're all upscaled by Astos on the same as Monomasa. Hey, there's also Turback. Maybe top of 8 right now. Has it been the
Yeah,
second
A
hour?
tier is fine.
Has it been the second hour mark? No. Like 13 more minutes. Yeah. I guess that's fine with me. Water compression, that's iffy and clunky to use sometimes, yeah. He's so hungry. Alright. Let's move on. Tabit.
This unit kind of fell off a lot. It's kind of unfortunate since I haven't invested in him. That's how life works, unfortunately.
Yeah.
He was good though for the time because he was like putting out numbers, right? It's like you had that double S3 and it was like, what was it? What were you doing? Like, you had that like 20% passive thing for him, which is like, you know, pretty good at the time when like there weren't really like good passives. You know, Esperdica was on the same banner. It was like he was putting out a bunch of damage. It was like 240%? Like if you do it once, so it was like 480% if you do it twice. So like yeah. I think the reason why I don't like this unit right now is that they don't have like shill quests for him. Like when he released, he had that like 3 android quest, right? Where you had to like, they're like pretty tanky. And then you had to like kinda kill them one by one. But now like we just like do AoE stuff like with Summer Sada. That he's kind of like lost his place, unfortunately.
Right. That was actually a pretty interesting quest because you had to like, it was kind of like a hostage mission, right? Where you had to like snipe out the androids around Diagram. So using AoE wasn't really viable there. But we haven't really had any quests like that since his release. So, yeah.
Yeah. He really needs like a shill quest to come back, I think.
Well, the thing is that like, what kind of shit? He's just kind of. When I think of Tabit, he's just kind of boring, right? He's just a single. He's just Nessun, but like with more flavor. That's how I see him.
It was nice flavor at the time. I think the prospect of like getting a second action from like getting a kill is pretty neat. Unfortunately, it is only once per turn, right? And his other skills are like kind of nice in their own department. Like his S2 is nice for like chunky healing. But it doesn't really fit well into his like scheme of fishing for that extra action. It's just something that you do when you don't have anything else to do.
Yeah, like his S2 is cool, but it's like it doesn't really like flow into the rest of his kit, and that's not like, you know, we keep mentioning Viastosis, but I think like it's kind of relevant here in the sense that like, you know, you get healing, but it's like that doesn't help his S1 or S3 at all.
Yeah.
Whereas like, you know, with other characters like Summer Aster, right? You have a very clear game plan. I'm gonna do S2 and then I'm gonna do S3. There's none of that here. They're just like individually cool skills, but that also means that it's a problem later when like you have characters like Viastosis who can like leverage their kit more. And now he's like, well, what the fuck do I do? And it's like, oh, I guess nothing.
Yeah, that's kind of why I say he's boring. It's because like he just has like you just spam S3 and then like, oh, maybe occasionally pop S2 if you need to heal, and then that's it.
Right.
Like he just becomes like your standard 2021 DP single target DPS.
Yeah. He's still purple. Yeah, you'll find out a lot of people are matching their elements, the color coding. And imagine being segregated to a release for extra DPS. It wasn't like that at the start, but you know, you know how it is with these supports and their upscaling. Does he get kudos for being Shadow? Kind of, but not really, because he's competing with Toshu. Lamau, I remember when he was everywhere. I saw old Harvey using him. God, don't remind me. I was trying to diversify my portfolio with like all these different units. One more thing about Rookie saying out gameplay, his jaw and face. It's pentagonal, odd, but nothing serious. Yeah. It's kind of funny looking.
It's just his art style.
Yeah. Life Wonder is masters of doing nothing interesting, of doing interesting mechanics that do the ones that can never again. Yeah. Alright, time to rank this thing.
I'm thinking about like Toshu tier. Like he just falls in that boring single target kind of gameplay loop.
I think Toshu is. I think like at the same exact level, Toshu is a bit pushing it though, right?
No, not exact level, but like I'm just thinking about like comparison, like within, like above. I think above makes more sense because he does have a conditional extra action, and he does have like a bonus heal you can pop if you want.
Alright, here's the thing though. Toshu just like straight up does more damage than him against bosses, right? He does have a niche of sometimes getting an extra action, but he's still locked into like only attacking one person per turn. So yeah. Toshu has really good setups with like follow-up teammates, and Tabo doesn't really have the same luxury. So I am like kind of considering putting Tabit below Toshu. I think I said it in the Discord where I thought that Tabit's actually worse than Toshu right now. Just because like Toshu supports are much stronger than Tabit supports.
It is true. Like at least Toshu exists in like the combo space.
Yeah, you can use it with combo, you can use it with like follow-up spam because of the defense down proc. Tabit's just kind of, you know, Tabit. It's S3 or nothing.
Below Toshu, that's fine.
Is that cool with you, Milk?
Yeah, it's whatever.
Whatever, Burr. Alright. Should we do a pit stop here? Or do we want to go on to Aspertica?
Yeah, I don't really have anyone to like show right now, so
We can talk about Aspertica and then we'll come back to chat if they wanted us to talk about someone. The
Listen to
HD
this
Toshi
guy
win.
talk about shilling already.
Noticing. Alright, Aspertica. We kind of meme on this character a lot, huh?
Well, it's for good reason. I was gonna say it's for a good cause.
What does this guy even do?
Yeah. He actually does a lot. It's just that nobody fucking knows what he does still.
Um,
And by a lot, I mean his, like, fuck-ass passives. Not that, like, you know, he's doing something good.
Okay, who's even like an enemy with like a relevant provoke that you actually have to like worry about? Because I can't, like, I know there's Reaper, but you want to focus on Reaper anyway, so like it's kind of I always thought that was kind of like useless.
the sharks
To be
have
honest.
hide, right?
Yeah, I think they have hide.
Yeah. So because this unit doesn't do anything, I actually use them against the meteorite boss, because that boss doesn't really want you to interact with it at all, like no debuffs or anything. So in that sense, he's actually kind of funnily useful enough in that quest, because you can just like use his S1 to like retrigger the boss's weapon stance or like remove a buff from it, and he's fast, so it works out.
Wow.
And I don't see him being useful for anything else. His skills are super fucking dog shit. They're so bad.
It's so fucking terrifying. You use him because he's terrible. What the fuck?
I use him because he doesn't do anything.
And that's his best
So
aspect
awful.
somehow.
This guy
I
is so
th-
good at being useless versus this guy is so good at dying. I'm not saying he's good, I'm just saying, because he's so fucking useless, I find use for him and the meteorite boss
Wow.
quest. So doing nothing is his thing? Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. I just like, I kind of see him as, this might be a weird comparison, but I always kind of low-key compared him to Koloski, but like just worse. Because the weird thing with these speed units somehow is that like they give, I would say speed down is much better to have on S1 than speed up, or like something like that. And then they shove his speed down onto his S3, and then they give his S1 like the remove buff, which I would have said is useless, but I guess Harvey has somehow found a use for it, so who am I to say? But yeah, speed down on his S3, that's bad. And attack down for one action, wow.
Yeah, he doesn't do anything, I'm telling you. The fiery torture will continue until morale improves. Exactly. The guru from Izuribi SSS, I guess. Surely you have better ways to remove that than using a Spiritica. Truly a hippo X-Spy. This kit is memorable because it's so weird. Weird's kind of an understatement.
Can I add something actually?
Sure.
Yeah, what?
So I was looking at this kid on the wiki, right? And then I was looking at his like S3 upgrade, and then I just realized that it's like the exact same skill, and I'm like, where's the what's the change? So then like I figured our wiki was just missing something, so I go onto the JP wiki, right? And it turns out that his S3 has an upgrade where he applies +1 combo, and that's all I have to add.
Of course it'd be combo. Why wouldn't it be combo? Oh my god.
Harvey insane. I'm insane.
It always comes back to combo. That's actually insane. Dude, nothing in this kit Orange being used for combo, and he has +1 combo.
But I think that's kind of like he kind of exists in this weird era of speed where they kind of try to make speed combo merchants too, before they kind of gave up on speed altogether. Like Spertica was the last speed unit we got in like a long while. Borderline
Yeah.
almost killed the entire concept.
It was like a 3-year gap between Aspertica and Farden, and you can actually feel it.
Well,
Why do we talk about this guy? It's really funny.
you talk about Esperdica just to see how much he can remember of his kit.
Okay, I can remember that he has 2 passes, but I can't remember what the 2 off the top of my head. It's like ignoring taunt or something.
Yeah, the Rakta passive.
Yeah. And then he has like the debuff removal, right?
Yeah,
Have that. Why does he have that?
I don't know, and like I don't even think the event was really like debuff heavy anyway for like from like the enemies. He just had that.
Yeah, there wasn't really a
Just be
situation where
quirky.
you don't even care about him getting debuff. Like speed down, he's too fast anyways, and like attack down, who cares? He doesn't do damage at all.
I will actually say though that like his event is probably like one of the major reasons why I stopped reading LaH Story as much,
That's
because
really
it was like
crazy.
so fucking boring with all like the coffee. Like, we're gonna brew coffee now. I'll just train. It was like terrible. Oh my god. I don't think I was alone in that. Like, I think like the Japanese people are like, what the fuck is going on? You know?
Yeah, I think it was one of their lowest rated events too.
Hmm.
Like, it wasn't like as bad as like people complaining about the Seekers event. 'Cause I don't
Yeah,
know
no,
if people
yeah,
noticed.
people complain more about that.
People
I would too.
pissed about speakers if people didn't know about that event story.
Darn.
Because
Follow
like
Rail, save you.
it was like hyped up to be like this, like temple run event. But then no, you're just at like the bazaar. The
God, it was so
marketplace.
stupid. Okay, this
So-
isn't a story. This isn't a story stream, but I could rant about Seekers. Actually,
Yeah.
It was very funny, like how pissed people were about that event.
Follow Rail, save you. Right. Anyways. His S2 buffs are really useful for Blaham and Denabor, and they don't even know who he is. Yeah. Don't use him with those. Don't use him at all. Please don't use him with those units. Is he in Forgotten yet? Loki, he might be. He might be. I don't know.
no,
He
that would be
has-
funny.
He has the one good matchup. I don't know if it's enough. I don't know if it's enough to save him though.
Who's the matchup? Oh, like the meteorite.
Yeah.
Is that it? Mm.
Yeah. Event tier stream when?
Mm,
Mm,
honestly, I still gotta catch up on like the earlier events, but I think that'll be fun, at least for me, like as a solo thing. Because I don't know how far you read the events, Harvey, or Milk. Or like how much you've read.
As
Yeah, I
much
don't
as
read
I
it
should have,
just-
unfortunately.
I don't read it as much as other people do. I do keep
Yeah.
up with the general summaries though. Event voice acting streams. Please. I think Rexer should be higher because I like him. Oh, hi Crispy. Hi Crispy. It's not your fault at all, but when I hear the World and Travelers tracks come on, I start tuning out all your voices. Rip. I like these tracks a lot. Are any of you gonna stream / make vids on the events? I would probably go down to like Arch's thing, but like, I might archive some of the boss battles once translations come out, but I think other people have that covered already. So yeah,
Mm. Well, I mean, official translations, that would be nice because, archiving those, I think, in like official capacity, I think that would actually be good.
Yeah, but I know you'll have me covered because you are the Live Hero archive channel.
Hmm. I don't know if I have like the motivation or like the storage space to like really do story archives, but the boss battles I could do. But the issue is I've been running into that visual bug where I just get this gross, ugly like purple oval with some of the new effects.
Oh, yikes, yeah.
Yeah.
To be honest, I just leave it to that one YouTube channel. I think it's like maybe some
Yeah.
or something. Yeah.
Hmm.
Speaking of voices, I wasn't expecting Astosis to be like that. Older than I thought is how I describe it, I guess. Yeah, he is actually quite high-pitched. I think when that event came out for Yohak and Astosis, people were like a bit caught off guard with how high-pitched both of their voices were. To be honest, I don't think even his skill tree could save him. He does. I mean, Borealis also kind of did nothing before his skill tree. Is this equivalent to
Yeah.
Tan Grisner's Stew Talk? Was it Milk?
No, I was like, we're still here. It's still this fucking
This is
unit.
Barfik 2.0.
Oh, I see.
I was like, are we out yet? I was like,
Dude, Astosis' voice with this new alt takes me out each time. I can't get used to it. The funny guy, yeah. Alright, let's rank. Let's put this thing to rest and rank him.
B tier or forgotten.
forgotten. Nobody remembers him.
I remember him. He's the useless guy that I use sometimes because the boss won't let you do anything else.
Wait, do you still actually use him, or did you used to use him before?
I just like repeat my whole team on that quest, so yeah, it's just comfortable to be honest.
I get it. I think like one of my teams still uses like a fucking Rudolix support. I can't be bothered to like change it.
Yeah, I don't know. Is one good matchup enough to put him out of Forgotten tier?
No, you use them for nothing.
But
I think it's funny to have him.
sometimes you
I think
have
it's
to do
funny to have him
nothing.
there.
Sometimes you have to do nothing.
I think it's no. I think it's funny that he just has two passives that do absolutely nothing. So I think it's funny to put him down there.
I'll do a poll.
Guys, am I insane to think that a unit that's being praised for doing nothing should be in Forgotten tier?
This wouldn't have happened if he was the observer and he was the hero. Harvey, you can looking at the content of their 7 parts. True. Infinite content glitch. You'd argue Rockja is worse. Okay, well.
I mean, I think Rocked is worse because it's like his one gimmick is like RNG, right? Like you can't choose which debuff you're extending, and it's only 50%.
You just use it as S3 for like the healing and the debuff removal and like the awakening, and that's pretty much it for him. Okay. He's getting mogged by this pull. Okay, fine. I'll put him in Forgotten tier. If you level Rock's tree, I think you're breaking your account.
True.
Okay. Pit stop time. Yay. Anyone want to talk about out of order?
No.
No.
What if Gone Run? Oh, true, actually. Actually, are we gonna reach him this stream? No, I don't think so.
Want to do Gone Run now, or?
Hmm.
I mean, it's fine. He's like a nothing unit.
Not Gone Run, dude. Haunts? Moriyasu. Or Valerie. Huh. So actually pretty good candidates.
Hold a pulse so we can stall more.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
Ooh. You know you want to stall.
I'm not stalling, I'm just trying to consider our options.
I would say a poll is fun for viewer interaction.
Okay, fine. I'll end this Espertica poll. We're saving Yohex for last. Yohex will be talking about the stream, I think. Okay, let's do another poll. What was it? Like Saotome, Moriyasu, Valerie, Gonron? No, because Yohex starts with Y. No, we're going by least. Who the hell is Anvari XP? It's Gonron. Have you guys seen Gonron's like build? It's insane, actually. Let me show you.
No, we can't show.
Oh my god.
Look at this bullshit. How are you built like that? Hello? God, I fucking hate Bob so much.
I respect the body here at least, but get rid of those abs, please. Thank you.
That's so disgusting. I hate it when he drugs dwarves. They're so... we get into the mind prison because of Bomb. Oh, that is Anvari. I'm telling you, dude, it's like Anvari. They're like equally chopped. Well, no, Gunrun has better facial hair. Dadvari. It's like, no, shut up. Damn, no, give a fuck about Gunrun for real service.
He actually got a really good. He actually got a really good accessory though. Oh shit, that's my game.
Who is buying this poll? Like radiant fade on the. I'm saying, dude, it's so bad. It's like they took like two different body types and just like split them in half and like they glued them back together. So you have like,
it's a shame.
You have like this weird Frankenstein where his abs are like melting into his stomach. Bomb trademark. All right. It's like a full tire. All right, fine. I'll talk about Totomi just for you.
Damn.
Really, we're doing it?
Fire, and his 50 alt accounts.
Literally. So, this is Saotome.
Why is he so yellow?
He's got the piss filter on him. Life Motors really
Yeah,
thought they were cooked and did it again with Outbreak. Dude, Outbreak pisses me off so much. Why did they do that to him? Like, no coin passive and his stomach looks like that, for real? Don't piss me off, Jesus. The drip is so bad, I've never seen worse. Yeah, kind of. I agree.
Yeah, so Sao Tome. I got this unit. I think he's like one of the units that I'm like, I'm not gonna waste my LB mats on this kit. So he's at like level 1.
You didn't even use you didn't use him for event farming?
No, he's just in the back.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, what are you gonna use him for event farming, right? Like, is he gonna like cast barrier on my like Summer Aster or like attack up? I guess, you know. But then I have to spend like 100k bond on melee passive and shit.
Hello, Carney
yeah, I'm
in
not-
chat.
So yeah, I'm not like too sure how good this unit is because of that. It's not like other people have Sao Tome up and I don't have mine raised, but it's like on paper he at least like looks like he's doing stuff, you know, with barrier, this taunt barrier. I'm not really a fan of barrier in this game at all, to be honest. I don't really like enjoy that gameplay, or like it doesn't feel very impactful. Because I'm always like it's very like questionable. It's like mitigation, you know. Maybe that's like kind of something that I can't say when the current like SSS sim has like piercing damage, but like yeah. I also don't really like the street snacking thing. I think it's like a lot of effort for like a 1.3 multiplier. Where like the point is that he's supposed to be like this, you know, selfish tank so that everybody else can get street snacking, and then like the barriers is to like help mitigate like a stray AoE. But I think if you're getting hit by an AoE, that barrier is not going to do anything. Yeah. I mean, I guess it's nice though that, you know, he's like a 4-star with a damage amp. Like, if we look at Kane's damage amp is like 20%. So. Yeah.
Okay. God.
Harvey's going insane.
I think my favorite clip with them was the fact that I was using Fiery Zotome as like on a test drive, and they have Fussy, right? So I pop his S3, and like it still kills when it does its AoE. Like it puts everyone at like 10 HP, and like my barrel died too. So that was really that was kind of something. So yeah, as a tank, so Tome kind of doesn't really work. Because his provoke effect is like on his barrier, right? And it's like really easy for it to go down in like one hit or less.
Yeah, like calculation wise, he only gets like what is it? Let me check. Like 1.1k in terms of barrier health.
Yeah, is that with or without fan count?
Without.
Okay, yeah, makes sense. So you have this unit who like kind of wants high investment from fan count, but the issue is that if you're investing this much into a unit, you probably could just be raising a better tank like Valorant. Barry thinks the biggest issue is the street snacking because the conditional is so stupid. That is part of the reason why he's bad. It's actually a combination of factors that just make him a pretty bad character. Barrier is just bad to play around, plain and simple, right? And that's his only form of damage mitigation. He does have like this defense up proc that like it's a little finicky to play around. yeah, his mitigation is just like kind of half-baked. That's unfortunate. And he does like technically have an amp, but like, you know, you need to spend like 3 turns for it to cap out. So it's like, what, 3 turns for 30%?
Yeah, my opinion on it is that like his barrier only lasts 1 action, so you would have to continually pop S2 if you want to like want to keep that up. You know, assuming that barrier somehow doesn't go down in 1 hit, because that's only 1.1k, and this SSS boss right now is dealing 2 to 3k per hit, and it can attack twice per turn. So you know that's not looking good for Sao Tome.
Yeah.
You know, and then his S3, you know, that gives barrier for 2 actions, but you know you're spending 10k for barrier, which will also hit. So that's also not very good. You know, the fun thing about Provoke is that, you know, it lasts for a full turn, so you can kind of just like tank 1 hit for like, you know, X amount of turns. But barrier, that goes away, especially with only like a 1.1k barrier, that goes away in like 1 hit, really, in a lot of scenarios. So that is not going to be lasting.
It's kind of funny because the strongest part of his S3 isn't actually the barrier, it's actually the debuff removal. Like in the demo quest where he was using his S3, not because Okutaka needs his shields, but because you want to get rid of Yohak's lock. But that goes to waste anyways, because Yohak's using his S3 on someone who's usually actually consuming the buff and like throwing it away for this dog shit assault proc. Fucking hate Okutaka so much. Okay, anyways. Yeah. This unit's just kind of like... He's just kind of bad at everything, almost. I think it's neat that they try to make a tank with, like, an actual amp. Again. Because, you know, Gonan isn't enough, apparently, but... It is what it is.
No. Yeah. Well, Gonron really wasn't enough, but I think we'll get to him at some point.
Yeah, at least the psychic is like decent. What was it? His passive is like, what, 50% debuff mitigation, not full HP or something?
Wait, who's passive?
Satome.
Oh, no, he doesn't have a debuff mitigation passive. That's just his, Satome doesn't have a debuff passive. He just has that debuff resistance buff on his S2.
No, for his psychic.
Oh, psychic, right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Right. Ooh.
I actually remembered that just because I was like, what the fuck does this thing do? When I was like scrolling through it, you know, doing all these like resets for the recent quest, and I was like, oh, this is actually kind of neat. Because I was expecting something offensive, you know, considering that he had like that whole scar bullshit, but no, it was like debuff, which is like, I guess it makes sense considering, you know, his base kit is a tank.
Yeah, they're very picky with debuff resistance passives, which I get. Like, they don't want to make you just completely immune to debuffs, but that is max HP conditional. That is a certainly polarizing effect.
That's kind of funny for me because you have like all this debuff mitigation floppery everywhere, but like his psychic active is just like scar in 3 hits out of nowhere. Like, where is this coming from? Hello? So I was thinking like maybe it's foreshadowing his variant's kit design. It's gonna be multi-hit. Ooh.
Ooh.
He's like, Helock, the psychic active is better. Yeah.
Have we ever talked about street snacking, or did we just like mainly go over his barrier stuff?
I think it was just barrier, kind of. We glossed over it, I think. Yeah. So yeah, street snacking is, yeah, it's just bad.
So like, okay, I guess we have to explain it. The street snacking is that like when an ally has like full HP, they get like a 10% stack. The street snacking thing. I think it's on their turn. Like when
It
the
is,
ally
yeah.
starts their turn.
It is,
But-
yeah.
Yeah, so what that means is that the goal of like Saotome is that he wants to be like have them like, you know, constantly at full HP so that they eventually accumulate 3 stacks. And if you ever dip below 100% HP, you lose all the stacks. So like that's why we are like saying all this shit about like the barrier and like the AoE just like doing more than it, is because realistically if you're in a hard quest you're gonna lose HP. It's like, and even if you like were trying to like, you know, maintain perfect 100 health, that's like terrible enemy targeting RNG you have to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's just like not a good game plan. I mean, it's nice that like it exists for a 4-star to be able to reach a 1.3 multiplier, but then you like think about it, you have like people like Farden, even Rostaban really, who have like better multipliers baked into their field effects, and I think that's actually preferable to me rather than like, you know, dealing with these like weird ass conditionals. Like fine, just like have this weird field, you know.
I guess it's neat that he can snack like his attack up from his S2, and then like if you cap out streak snacking, that's like 30% and also 50% together, which is like, I guess, pretty meaty for a tank. But that's never happening because he's really bad at like preventing damage on your team.
Yeah. I kind of wish he had like some sort of AoE heal on his S3 so that he could at least help heal allies back up, but they didn't. So yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunate. I don't think he's gotten any like meaningful upskills either, so he's just kind of always been bad. Is he kind of Turback level?
No, he can work. He can, I guess, work kinda. Turback sucks in his ideal environment. I don't know. That's just the funny part. Like, you have all this show content, and he still sucks. Saotome is just like the normal kind of bad, I guess.
I mean, he's at least not Gonron level.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you have like 8 stacks of forged for 1.2x multiplier.
Below Marfic. Yeah.
I don't know if he's below Marfic. I mean, it's not like anybody has Marfic raised, you know.
I guess the question is, would you rather use base Alpheka or Satsune, you know?
Face off Eka. Not even the
Yeah.
question.
Oh, right, the other thing. He is an element neutral tank, which means that he actually doesn't have any good matchups for elements, right? Like, there's no element that does less damage against him. That's actually kind of bad for him.
Yeah, I can see that. It's not like the hugest deal, but yeah, it's not like preferred, I think.
Yeah, but you know, it is adding on to the list of like reasons why you shouldn't use him.
Yeah.
Worse or better than Serastium?
It's probably better.
Probably better, yeah.
He at least has
I
some
think it's like
amps.
very questionable with Saras.
I think Thrash
at
is
least he
just-
can like. At least he
just
can
too
provide a
outrageous.
backup, I guess.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, I think I'd be fine with him being below Alphaka. Yeah, we
Honestly,
got
higher than I was expecting him.
really.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think
I
about
was
this kid.
like-
I'm just like, it's hard to use.
I was expecting him to be like around Yuhang. Hmm.
Really.
I don't know. He kind of does a lot. It's just bad.
I don't know. I don't know. My thing is that like even if a unit does a lot, if it's bad, then like I'm not gonna think of you highly.
I see him in the same way as Turback.
That's just my personal take.
Unfortunate. Okay. Yeah.
Alright, I will say though that it is like kinda cool that the street snacking thing is like, I don't know if you've ever been to Enoshima, but there's like a lot of like, you know, that kind of like food sort of stuff there. So it's pretty cool
Oh.
that like they were like trying to, because it's like a touristy place. So they have like a bunch of like stalls, I think, there.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah. So it's like a lore to it.
Neat. Too bad it's a pretty bad gimmick in this game. Mobile munching.
Mm.
Yeah, mobile munching.
Alright, you can go to sleep now, Fiery. We're done with this
Yeah,
chopped old man.
you are free.
Alright.
Banana.
Where'd we leave off at? Oh, it's Predicate, right? We can talk about base Obsidius now.
A little sad. I feel like, well, I guess his speed was always bad, but I feel like he used to be good to use. You just have to work around his speed, but I feel like nowadays he's just kind of like whatever. And like his speed is really just noticeable now.
Yeah. I think he's kind of fun to use with Viastosis right now. But, you know, it's also just kind of a meme, to be honest. Hello, Lynn again. He doesn't deserve to be as much perk as he is. Anyways, yeah. I think his damage is just a bit too low for my liking. Especially since the payoff is from, like, hyper buffing him a bunch. He's not ideal for follow-up teams either, just because S1 is kind of dog shit and does like 50% damage. Yes, it does charge up his stubborn stacks, but I don't think it's like, I don't know. The payoff isn't great, is what I'm saying. And yeah, the speed is also like a kick in the nuts. Jeez. Okay, you need to be quiet. You feel like both the S1 and S3 have really low numbers? Yeah. They were definitely like overcompensating with like the double acting bullshit, but like you don't need to kill a person on like Tabit. So I guess that was the rationale.
Same banner as Summer Alpaca.
Yeah, that was also a thing, huh? I don't know. He was like A tier on my OG tier list, I think. And I still think he's around that, to be honest.
I feel like he's a little lower now, but yeah. He's primarily a boss killer. Like, sure, he does 90% damage if there's like a bunch of enemies, but you know, if it's just a boss, then it goes up to 180, which is, you know, standard single target DPS multiplier, and he could do that twice, and he could fairly reliably get 5 stubborn stacks every turn. It's not that hard, I think, if you build for it. So, you know,
Right.
Yeah.
180 twice.
you can basically just see it as 180 twice. That's 360. So, you know, that's how I see it, at least.
It's around the same as like VQHE, I think, but like with VQHE, he does kind of have to commit into using his like S3 twice, which means he can't really loop anymore if he has if he just doing that instead of like S2. Actually, I think VQG might be better now because of Estosis. Giving him that free S2. So, If you're boss killing, do you still S3 Tice or do you start S2ing? If you're boss killing, you're probably using XU on this thing. So it's just
back when I used to use Obsidius on like roguelike, actually, I've never used his S2 because I always just saw it as a waste of his resource.
Yeah. It might be better with Estus now because he gives him the proc chance boost. So it's like 70% on each hit,
Right.
50%. So I suppose there's an argument for that. I did try Estus with him, and it was like fine, but I think he's still like way too slow for my liking.
Oh, definitely. Like, you cannot fix that speed. There's genuinely nothing fixing that. Even with speed up, that only gets you up to 105, which is atrocious.
Yeah.
I bought Obsidius with like, you know, one of those like anniversary tickets, and I'd actually kind of like, I'm kind of glad that I did so because I think he's still kind of fun, even though he's like not really faring well in this meta. I will say though that he is kind of nice to have for farming, even though he's like slow as fuck, because like he just sometimes like. He like randomly appeared in like the H-Volp event farm, and like I didn't pull on that banner, so I was like, oh, this is actually kind of nice to have in my account. It's probably not a good reason to say that a character is good though, but yeah, that's just my experience.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. Did you give him quartz or?
I think I actually did give him quartz, but I don't remember.
Interesting. Yeah. I guess the main comparison point here is like, would you rather have him or VREX on your account? You know?
Honestly, you know, like since VREXer is out of job with the ghosts, I think Obsidius is more fun, to be honest.
I don't know, maybe it's personal experience. I just never liked using VREXer against Ghost.
Yeah. I think VREXer is supposed to be comfy, but if you don't have the right teammates, it's rough. Liberal. Happy fun, la la la. Like, I guess he gives your account the same value as, like, XCO Antihero.
I can see that. Maybe, like, a little better because he's not, 35k expensive or whatever that is.
Yeah, but he's also, like, what, 95 speed expensive.
Right. I think it's easier to build for Obsidius, to be honest. He's slow, but he exists in the early buff meta, and chain attack meta.
I suppose.
Which we have a lot of.
I sort of wish he had a tree that gave him a second method to getting stubborn without follow-up attacking S1. Yeah. You just have to buff him a lot. And it's like kind of funny to use him with Estosis, but it is what it is. He dodged saying attack so hard.
It's like it keeps coming back in my throat, and I keep like dragging it down. I'm not saying that.
You're too loud right now, Lucky. You're too loud right now. All right. All right. Let's move on. Who's next? Theo.
Oh my god, my budget beloved.
Theo's really cool. I really like using this guy.
Everybody's favorite sustain.
He is the budget sustain like merchant. It's like crazy how good he's aged.
He is literally the only reason why budget clears are possible. And I think I always say that as a fact. I genuinely think I could not do what I do if it wasn't for Theo's kit.
Yeah. Getting healing after getting hit is like nice, but he has good numbers to back it up too. In fact, he's probably like the best application for inversion in the game, just because of how well his attack scales with it.
Mm-hmm.
I like his color neutral now. Okay, you need to be put down.
Okay, he is the best source of inversion in the game because it's all allies, and it's 2 turns, which is a lot, which means he could cycle S2 and S2 and S3 really well, and it's a very comfortable loop actually. Or if you don't want to do S2, you can give him like a view gen sidekick to help your team out. And his S3 also gives defense up, which means you will be surviving attacks. Defense up plus inversion is shockingly good, and I've survived a lot with that.
Yeah, when I recommend budget teams for people, I always recommend them to use like Theo and Valerie if they have them, if available, because the redirection and like the inversion like stacking with each other is always like insane. It's really hard to die with those two on your team. And yeah, having a base action economy is kind of awkward sometimes, but if your actions are strong enough, it doesn't really matter too much. And Theo's S3 is really fucking strong.
Yeah, and then I love his S2. It's so good. It's not like it's kind of like Anna, but like you don't get the view gen, but you get the attack down, and that's just the heal. The double heal plus attack down is just like such a nice skill to have, especially when you have inversion up. Like, that's also basically you surviving anything if you use it right.
Yeah. Milk, any thoughts on this guy?
I was doing the SSH. I mean, I say SSH. I was doing the SSS HDQ, and I was dying, and I actually pulled out this guy because he's just like very comfy, just kind of like a little pathetic considering like I leveled up like Valerie and everything as a tank, but then I just like default to Theo, so I was like, oh, maybe I should fix that. But I don't know, he's just like very good still.
Yeah. This guy is Dio, right? Yeah, I think they're the same voice actor.
Yeah, same voice actor.
So yeah, that's neat.
Yeah, he's just kind of like he's just one of those easy recommendations for team building. If someone's asking for like sustain or tank or whatever, I see Theo in someone's team, I just put him out immediately. Immediate benefit to anyone who gets him.
Didn't you clear SSS with SU hack Theo Valerie? Oh no. I did do that, yeah. Him and Valerie together is just so nice. It's crazy. It's insane.
The thing is that like we have stereo at A+ tier, and it feels weird. I personally feel like he's S+ tier, but we have stereo in A+, and I feel like it's weird putting Theo in front of stereo, to be honest.
Yeah.
But he definitely deserves A+ tier, so that's my take.
I think he's just like maybe at the bottom of the spectrum for A+.
Really?
In the sense that like yes, he is A+ tier, just like I don't think he's as high impact as he could be, which is weird to say. Because he is competing with like similar like in this tier, right?
Right. Yeah, because Summer Lilac is the better healer. And I feel like you can also kind of similarly survive a lot of things.
Yeah, because remember, like, he has the AoE healing. He has the barrier cantrip as well. But Theo is more comfortable because he doesn't consume as much view, right? And I guess the real debate is like, do I think Theo is better than Borealis with the skill tree?
That's a good point. Because like Theo is just all sustain. He's not providing damage to your team, but he is making your team survive for sure.
He's like min-maxing your survivability.
I think he has a very good value, though.
It is good
like,
value,
you know,
yeah, but like,
wise.
yeah, it's good value. I just think like in terms of you know, teams that actually want him, it's a little more dicey.
Yeah, that's basically most defense units that aren't like Ex Mysterio, I guess. I personally would just rate him at the bottom of A+.
Yeah, that's my rationale
like,
as well.
He's good value, but you know, he's not like super meta. He's more like, you're getting your ass kicked. Save me, Theo.
Yeah, that's why I gave him like 75 levels on P Quartz. And I don't really regret it either. It's really comfy to have him like invested. Even though I don't really need it.
Yeah, I've been like relying on the sidekick bonus to get like, you know, the damage mitigation effect on him. But yeah.
Right. To answer Zhao's question in chat, I would say the poison on his S1 does not count as damage to the team unless you're doing a burn team. Or like a dot team.
Yeah, so like
yeah.
The Summer Yohek plus Valorant plus Theo team, he does have like a small damage contribution just because there are chances for him to use his S1. It's just not a lot though. Stereo is a better flash
like,
between the two, but it's Goat versus Goat. Yeah.
Like you're never going to cast Theo's S1 unless you're doing a burn team.
Yeah. I personally don't like how long burn teams take and how RNG they were. Maybe they're better now with like passives running around, but I don't like them.
My burn Yohak team is getting cancelled by Milkostamo. Alright. Goodbye, Theo. Who's next? We talked about. Oh wow, we're actually jumping to like hack, I think.
Wow.
Yeah. We talked about Donzo as variant, and Galvo and Gregorians and the and you hang in as the Stosis. Yeah, it's actually it's Yohak now. Alright, Yohak. My Shayla.
I thought his kit was like kind of like stupid on release. The whole locks thing. It's still kind of stupid, but you can like kind of work around it more easily now. And like, he's actually like pretty nifty to have, to be honest, just because his S3 is really strong as like a buffer, and if he's like bonus, then it's like even crazier. And then he got like that recent thing with like H-Fulp, just because H-Fulp doesn't actually like use his buffs, which is like fucking stupid, but sure.
That's awesome.
So like, yeah, there, go use H-Fulp and then via Stosis, so that he gets his like more billion buffs for like a more billion years. Whatever.
Yeah.
And then like, you probably add Bard Donzo so that Yohak gets his auto debuff cleansed or whatever.
Yeah, bead dons is really nice. But you don't really need them. You just want to use your hack. You can just like run diagram or Nessun passive on him and just roll for the lock removal yourself. But it is funny how, you know, Yohak works for H-Volt, and then Donzo also works with H-Volt, but he also works with Yohak because he removes it for free. So you have like this really funny team core of like B Donzo, Yohak, and H-Volt. That's just like work together seamlessly. It's crazy.
Yeah. I mentioned like Astosis because, you know, he has that F-Goro passive, but yeah. Not even just the guidance thing, it's just that he just gets damage for free, which is like kind of fucking stupid.
He's so perfect. Real. Outside of Volt teams though,
I feel like I guess I can add that he's like the easiest and permanent source of attack up plus, because I believe the only other source is Visuheo. So
Actually the did you say permanent or something?
permanent, yeah.
What do you mean by permanent?
A permanent unit, right? Like, is there another permanent unit that can provide attack up plus?
Oh. Well, you said Visuhale right after, so I was like,
Oh yeah,
Visuhale,
well,
not
it's
permanent.
limited. Yeah.
This is like, what are you talking about? Yeah, I don't know. Attack up plus. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's just Yohak.
Saki also has attack up plus. Yeah, but
Oh, right.
you know, he's lame and gay, so unfortunate. Hisaki variant.
Yeah, I was gonna
Well,
say that, but we were talking about.
He's
permanent
also
units.
limited. Yeah, he's also limited, so I will not look.
But yeah,
Okay.
the Yohak upscale situation is like crazy.
Um,
And he also
I
works.
think,
Yeah,
even
that- It's really good.
I think even outside of that, like crazy H-Volt shenanigans, I think he's like just pretty solid. Like when you need like a attack buffer for like a 4-star clear,
Yeah.
and like, well, 4-star plus like, you know, 5-star carry.
Yeah.
It's like that extra damage, that 1.8 actually does kind of matter because it's basically like vertigo, and like that we call it dizzy now, but like, yeah, that difference actually does kind of matter.
No bully Hisaki. I don't know. He should get a better kit then. Sorry. I'm just kidding.
I don't think people dislike Hisaki. I think it's just that like he's kind of like fallen off in relevance, and then he got like his grave desecrated by a pioneer character. You know, like he fell off in relevance, and then like this Marco's kid came out of nowhere stealing his fit, and it was like, you look ugly.
This is what happens when Shuko retires.
We get better gameplay, but at what cost?
Saki will drain up so fast. Yeah. Okay, what's I gonna say?
Oh, also to answer Lucky's question in chat about diagram sidekick. My answer to that is just bring Bardonzo instead.
I mean, if
I
you don't
mean,
want to
it's
use
like-
Donzo, it's fine to use that instead. Alright, the other thing about the Donzo synergy is that you can amp up his harmonics healing by applying Blessing onto him. And Blessing won't be consumed until Donzo takes his action turn. So you have this amped up harmonics going around, which is really funny.
Right.
Well, I'm still stuck in the distant past, so I still use Kasaki ult sometimes. Usually X-Smoke, though. Yeah, maybe just stick to using X-Smoke. If you had to pick one of those two.
Yeah.
Anyways. Yohak. I think outside of, like, H12 teams, he's still a pretty solid support for a 4-star. It feels a little bad if he procs like the heal on his S2 instead of like the extra turn of attack up, but it's like whatever. I think having a source of like attack up plus for you to like capitalize on after and burst people are just gonna be really nice. And he's pretty cheap to use too. He was so silly on release, looking at him now. Yeah, up skills are crazy. I'm telling you. The bummer blessing doesn't get more use. Yeah.
No, it's his thing. Preacher Yohak. I still don't really get it.
Christian Yohak.
Yeah. I know, like, you know, it's like blessing instead of gospel, Obiki went with, but it's still like, why the hell does he have blessing? You're a locksmith. Where did all this shit come from?
And like, and no one else has that status too, so it really is just Yohak exclusive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got Christian Yohak up in here. Alright, where do we rank him?
I kind of wanted to instinctively say A, but let me look at the tier first.
In A tier we have.
I think it's better than better than
Well, he's
Biscuit.
definitely better than.
Let's
It's
see.
definitely better than like Yoshiori.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, his up skills are really nice. So
I think he's better than Xmas Reiki too.
I think in the concept of like
Yeah.
best teams, it's I don't know. He's kind of low key. Its best teams are kind of stronger than like most of the people in A tier actually.
Yeah.
I want to put him in A plus though. I don't know. Like being next to Theo, that doesn't.
Probably not, no, but
Yeah, that doesn't seem quite
I
right.
think like his value floor is a bit too low for that.
Over Suniaki, Rokuse.
Really, you think so?
Well, like
is
he got shilled, but like, you know, where's my Yohak shilling when Yohak gets a 2-turn attack up plus?
Wait for Slime HDQ when H-Fope starts wrecking up the scene.
Yohak
Yeah.
sucks. I don't know.
Honestly, that might happen. It's
I'm just
like,
trying to think.
you
Like,
see this random Yohak and H-Wolf shit, and it's like, oh, now everybody's using him, huh?
yeah, I'm just trying to think though. Like, is like guidance boosted Tsuniyaki or Rokusei like better or worse than like Yohak's best Halloween Volp team?
Oh, that's super reliant on having guidance be boosted. Like that's a super specific situation.
No, not
that's
boosted,
going
but,
away. Like
not boosted,
Oh.
not boosted. So just like at the base values.
I think Yohak is higher. I think H-Wolf is just super stupid. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking about.
Damn, that's really funny. All right. Okay.
Because you can still use like Astosis with H-Wolf, and you know, H-Wolf still gets his damage boosted like Suniaki. It's like, okay.
Right. Do we wanna? We can talk about his variant now, I think. See, he's like the A tier doorman. Yeah, kind of. Slash gatekeeper.
He's really good for sustain. I know, like, I feel like I tend to like focus more on his like damage aspect, you know, with his whole like field and stuff, and you know how he is the counterpart to Aster. But then, like, you know, doing this like recent sim quest is kind of like, oh, yeah, this S2 and S3 is like actually nice defense as well, even though he's technically a debuff role. So yeah, you kind of mentioned it earlier with the Ana situation, where it was like, oh, we get view and like healing and attack down. It's kind of a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically just like Theo plus Ana S2 combined.
The only problem is that you have to like, watch this rescue gauge stuff, and that can be a little like tricky, but yeah.
Yeah, you're clear with like, using him with Astosis though, right? For like a double S2 proc. Which is kind of funny.
It was like very super safe. But then like, I was using like Summer Yohak and X Smoke Die.
Right.
I don't know if like I got beaten to the punch. I think I did with like Baro Sen, because he also used the fraud and shilling the Astosis core. I think he used like Genji and Elend instead. Yeah. So yeah, like that double S2 was like pretty nice, because this boss is really just out to fucking kill you sometimes with the targeting. So like it was overkill, with the attack down and healing, but it's nice to have like sustain when you want it.
I think Yohak is like one of the best general supports that we have in the game right now. Of course, the main competition is like Halloween Nessun, but like in terms of like raw sustain and like damage chance and view positiveness, he's definitely up there in terms of like comfortable clears. And he gets a lot stronger in like these more dangerous quests, like the current Lantern SSS quest, where like your units are like constantly going under a half HP. So yeah, the riskier the quest, the more value he gets as well, which is really nice. He also has like
what? I guess one thing I wanted to add is that like with the rescue gauge, while his rescue gauge is like super easy to build up in like his ideal Summer Astar teams, I feel like sometimes it's a little iffy outside of that, because it really is just reliant on on debuffs. So yeah, you might struggle with like, you may or may not struggle with getting the extra action turn from his S3.
I was actually kind of struggling to get it in my clear, so I just like gave up and just did the double S2, because like the S2 spends it as well, and like it was fine. I'll just live without the extra action. I think you mentioned H Nessun as like a comparison. I think it's like worth noting that Yohak is a little more like defensive with the whole like S3 defense up and the attack down.
Yeah.
At least that's what I've kind of noticed, is that like, oh hey, this is quite defensive for a so-called debuff unit, And then I'm like fighting for my life, like reading Keelok's kit, and it's like you have this field effect, and this field effect is gonna lose one turn when you cast Anchor on yourself from the modified weight. And what does this field effect do? It reduces your damage taken by 20%. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Alright. The thing that I think is a little tricky with Yohak is, back to that field effect, is that there's kind of like a lot of fighting for fields, I think. I kind of like, it was bound to happen, but like there's a lot more fields running around that like he does have like a lot of general value, because he just gives like a damage buff from his field, and then it increases further with the dot stacks. But when you like are trying to use other units who are like have their own fields, you have to like kind of keep it in mind that there's like this lack of synergy, or like there's this conflict now.
Right.
Yeah, like
I think with other field units, you have to consider if like using their other abilities is more worth than them using their fields. Like with
Mhm.
Viastosis, it's almost always better to use his S3 twice than to pop his field up. And for like V guys, it's arguable that using his S2 twice is the same value or more as popping his field up. But it's all like team dependent and shit like that.
Yeah, it's like it depends on what your focus is for the team. Like if you have a more debuff team or something, then you would do Yohak more. But maybe you want maybe you also just want like the AoE defense up from his S3, so maybe you just want to pop it just because of that effect. But one other thing I wanted to mention about his field is that so the first line says that all enemies take plus 20% more damage from attacks. I want to point that line out specifically because he came out on like the Enoshima banner and that was all like very explosion focused.
Yeah.
And so the reason that he has that specific effect is because that does not boost your ally's attack. It instead decreases the enemy defense, and the reason for that is that explosion is taken from your ally's current attack. So that 20% does not affect explosion at all. Explosion only benefits from the 30% damage increase from dot statuses. So the 20%, the 20% only works for attacking skills and not explosion. So that is something you do have to keep in mind.
Ooh.
Boo.
I have to point it out. It's a nuanced thing.
This shit is not explained well in the wiki. I thought they stacked.
I wrote it that way specifically because I wanted to say I wrote it. All enemies take plus 20% more damage from attacks. I wrote that very specifically.
You suck.
And not like
Anyways, best two hack teams. Obviously, there's a Summer Astor team, which is nice because he can stack his risky gauges quite easily. Jailbreak Obsidius is also nice to consider because his S3 will give him 4 gauges. H Volp is also kind of a sleeper pick, which funnily enough, because he just spams his S1 and S2, which each apply debuff, right? And H12 teams will naturally apply a lot of debuffs because they're mostly like speed downer focused. I think him and B Donzo is actually like a really funny core for survivability because you're not fighting for like field effects in that team, and then you have like 2 actions per turn with the Yohak. So he's getting like 2 pick tosses, and then he amps up the view gain from his S2, and you just have like a buttload of healing going around everywhere. It's quite fun. Yeah, I think I put him in around like S tier in my OG tier list. I don't think that's gonna change. He's just at a really nice spot right now, I think.
Yeah, S tier for sure. It's just like a question of where. Somewhere around Allen is a good pick, yeah. Or like, would it be better than Santetsu? I don't know.
Santetsu is like
maybe
the best spot for Volp variant is the thing, right?
Yeah.
And those teams go crazy, but
maybe Yohak is like too defensive oriented to like overtake Santetsu.
I think about Santetsu, and I'm very neutral about this, obviously. I see. I don't know. He helps a lot for like newer players, but this is also getting around to end game content, anyways. Let me think.
I think below is Santetsu. That's my take.
Yeah, I guess the issue is like, would you rather have Santetsu in your account or Summer Yohak? And really the dividing factor would be like, do you want to invest in speed teams or like dot teams? Or like, because both of them use like Bard Downs really well as well, right? Do you think some people would call SEO hack niche like they do with Sentetsu? I have seen that a lot in both Hero Record and also on Twitter as well. Someone was asking like, wait, if I don't pull Summer Astra, then Summer Yohack's useless. And, you know, I think I started like being more vocal about Yohack's kit after I saw Gale's tier list, which is still bullshit in my opinion. What do you mean like Neonstar at Christmas Neonstar is like S plus tier and you put Pub and S tier the same as him? Like, hello? No playing Gale, but you know. Yeah. It's weird. I think Yohack adds like just a lot of comfortability for teams. He's debuff amp, but I feel like his universal amps are hard to achieve. This debuffer heals more than provides more utility than your standard universe spotters. Yeah, kinda. I mean, his S2 is like correct. Have you seen it? Milk, do you have any thoughts?
I thought you gave my thoughts.
How did you? Or like placements?
Oh, the placement? Ooh.
Because he's hovering around Sentetsu right now, I think. They were just deciding if
I
like
don't want to say over Santetsu. Because, like, Santetsu's good, but it's very focused, I think. Well, that's not really true either. Kind of just throw Santetsu in and this stupid-ass double action.
Right.
But I think, like, sustain is, you know, something to, like, be desirable, you know? Yeah.
I'm just trying to think, like, Sentetsu's good, but, like, does he have any, like, cope options if he's not running with Halloween Volp?
No, I think you could just kind of see Sentetsu as, like, you know, generic damage buffer that is pretty good to have, like, you know, with stuff like Anniversary Barrel, who, how do you say, can't hold buffs. So that's, like, still always relevant.
Right.
Yeah.
Reiki question mark? Did I miss something? 3 planet emojis. Yeah, sure. Okay. Cause I'm thinking, right, like the speed down core with like Bard down zone, Sentetsu, and Xmoto is like really fucking strong by itself already. I'm just not sure if like Yohack has any cores like that.
I feel like he's just super flexible, but I don't know if he has like a core.
If I don't need healing, I would pick Sentetsu for Yohack. Yeah, that's also the thing. Sentetsu is just like really offense oriented and Yohack's defensive. And I do think that in this game, usually you'd prefer offensive supports. But like Yohack isn't that bad at like giving amps either, is the thing. Let me think. So after 2 S3 casts, it's like a 68% amp. Okay, I'll just put Yohack over Sentetsu.
Oh,
Sentetsu's nice.
Bias.
Sentetsu's nice, but you still have to gamble for the crit passive, right? And it's only like
I
and it's only a 30%
It-
damage increase.
I don't know. I feel like maybe I just don't pay attention to crit procs that much, but I always figure that bringing Suntetsu into your team barely felt free. I don't know. Like I never really felt the need to always to give someone speed up just to like maximize on his crit passive. I just always felt that speed down was fine enough. But maybe that's just me not paying attention to how often Suntetsu can proc crit.
Yeah, but you need 8.5k view upfront for that field. I guess. You should run MC passive though. So that's like more like 7.5k. Did I hear you right that Summer Yohak needs Summer Astar? Because I just pulled Yohak because he's cute. No, I was just parroting opinions from Twitter and Discord. Yohak is just more of a debuffer support in general. So if you're running a lot of debuffers, he's a pretty free support to slot in. And he's quite comfy to use, just because he has so much sustain and defensive capabilities. While also being a view positive.
If anything, I would say that Astar needs Yohak more. Because I feel like Astar just pairs with Yohak so well. That's kind of like... You really need a good reason to take him off your team. Like a really good reason.
Oh.
But with Yohak, you can take him off. With Yohak, he's more flexible in comparison.
Yeah, I think with Yohak, just like... He's pretty much always like the second place for like a lot of these teams. Which sounds bad at first, but he's actually really nice for like account flexibility. Oh, but Sansu can't be upscaled with Viastosis terrible unit. Yeah, Viastosis has like weird interactions that Yohak in the sense that, yeah, his guidance will work with them, but it also consumes his gauge. And they're also kind of competing for field effects. Although if you're running Summer Yohak, you're probably not running people who would usually care about Astosis' field. What else is there? Oh, right. I think if we ever get like more reliable enmity units, that Yohak will probably get upscaled as well, just because it gets to charge his gauge a lot faster. So like if we get more LaHs in the game, that's gonna be nice for him. Alright, is that it?
Yeah. Gotta talk about Aster.
Oh, actually, I want to add one more thing. It's not really like a meta talk, but I just want to say that when I was writing Yohak's field description, me writing X% into his kit made me feel like I was writing a Fire Emblem Heroes kit with these like variables inside.
Really?
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah. I can't wait until we get Y% and X% into the same skill, and then later Z%.
I mean, I don't think it's that bad. It's just like one variable, right? Like that's been in the game for a bit.
Yeah. Though in game it doesn't actually use variable. It doesn't say X%. That's just me being specific over what the game describes.
I see. E equals MC squared or whatever. Yeah. Quadratic formula time. Ooh. Goodbye, Yohak, my sweet. Alright. So, this is what we have so far for the tier list. A bit slower than I'd liked for this part, but I think that's just because we made a couple pit stops. And we stalled a bit for the pulls, which is funny. But I don't regret it. It's good engagement. Alright. FEH skill descriptions are pretty ass because they're gigantic walls of text. Yeah. Library Hero is kind of getting there, but it's more like describing like different options rather than like complexity rather. Like Laham's bullet thing isn't that complex, it's just like you have a bunch of options for who to target. That's about it rather. 2027 law skills when they read like Yu-Gi-Oh cards with conditionals. OG Osama wiki moment, yeah.
The only reason we're not as bad as Faye is because like we don't have equations in our. Oh well, I guess I add equations because they're more specific. Log kind of keeps it more vague or doesn't really add numbers or like equal signs a lot. I believe, but I do because it's more specific. So for a wiki, I kind of prefer that in terms of kits. So that's why I add these like kind of calculations into like something like Vulpecula Sands of Time because I feel like it's just more clearer in terms of like information.
Honestly, I can't believe this gauge got implemented on a debuffer instead of a healer. Like, you'd think this heal more when under 50% HP would belong to a healer's kit. He is functionally a healer, yeah, but I guess that's just because, his S3 will also use his gauge up. So, it's like shared between the healing and the field application, which is definitely more debuffs and shit. I don't really mind it, because, they were playing around with, like, the role attributes of, like, if you're a debuff role, gain more chances to apply debuffs, or, like, if I'm paired with other debuffers, then I deal more damage and shit like that. So it makes sense why he's like this and not a healing role. He's basically like a sustain, but like an imposter. This thumbnail and ending on jet ski hack is kind of funny. Right, I forgot I had that thumbnail up. I think from Heroes also has to be extremely wordy because it likes to include all the full descriptions of certain keywords instead of just collapsing them and having a glossary for you to bring up.
Yeah, I kind of keep up with Faye because it's like I just like watching Faye content sometimes from like Faye content creators. That's kind of like a side thing. And I kind of get how Faye works in terms of kits because I feel like a lot of Faye kits are just like repetitive. They just repeat the same effects over and over for a lot of its units. And so for like more experienced players, all that text is just they just gloss over it because they've seen all these same skill descriptions over and over again. But Faye also likes to spam equations into their kits, so I think that's like one major difference. But yeah, the thing with Faye is that like they shove the thing with LaH is that makes it better in terms of like showing information is that they actually split off status effects into their own little boxes you can tap instead of trying to shove them all into like one text box.
Does anyone else have healing, attack down, and defense up on their kits, plus fusion too? Yes, actually. His name is Chris Mysterio. Okay, well, not the view gen part, but like, if you give him view passives like the lead and Yasuhiko, he actually ends up being like a little view positive in some aspects, which is funny. Mine's max engraves, so he's actually like almost always view positive when he does S3 shit. True. Alright. I think that's it for the stream. So, yeah, this is our full tier list now. But yeah, we should be able to wrap it up next part. We might go into maybe 4 hours though. Who knows?
We might have to speed it up if that's the case.
Lots of bricks ending gems. Exactly. Damn, Arch doesn't want me to do more pulls. Sad. There will not be a part 6. Trust. Alright. I think that's it. thank you for joining the stream, and we will see you next week, perhaps. Goodbye.